morning. I've got my
Hi.
co-host here. We've got Sock Marionette here of Bargain Counter Argument. I'm so excited that she could come today. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
Oh my gosh. Let's check out and see who's here. Sorry again, by the way, this is my fault that we were a couple minutes late. Again, it's all based on how long it takes me to drop my kids off. I drop my kids off and they come right here.
You could have pinned this one on me, but you chose not to. Appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Good morning.
Like, it wasn't me.
No. That's Sock throwing things off. No, not at all. It's amazing. She was here first. Good morning, Christina. Hey, Megan.
Christina, Megan, Paige.
We're going to have so much fun this morning. Paige, happy Friday. Yeah, the good morning song.
It's like 1 o'clock in the morning where she's Kristen Lee. It's 1 o'clock in the morning where she is.
Good morning, Molly. Yay! You woke up in time today. Awesome.
Molly.
Excited. Amina! Hey! Oh my gosh! Happy or good afternoon, I should say. Oh, Amina, it's been
Amina, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Hi, Amina.
You have not met Amina? Oh my gosh. She's another one of my favorite people. Oh, I'm so happy. She's been just bogged down with work recently, but yeah, she's fantastic. You're going to love her. I'm so happy you're here. Yes, so good to see you. Happy Friday, Terry. Hello.
Hey, Terry.
See, Megan remembers. Amina, I know. We're so excited.
I don't think I've seen her in a live stream before.
Yeah, so. She's just been so busy. She's just been so busy lately. So I'm just
so happy. I'm happy that I'm here now that she's back.
Yes, exactly. Molly says, I've been reading A Song to Drown Rivers. Ooh, that sounds riveting. Been really enjoying fantasy lately. Excellent. I need to get into that. And Amina says, hello to everyone. Hello, Megan. Yes, it is so good. Hey, Vi. Good morning. Happy Friday. Amina's still working, but today it's from home. Oh, yay.
Oh, well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love your emoji, Molly. Do you see that, Sock? Isn't that cute?
It is something with the deal. It is a waving.
It's a waving hand, and it's got headphones on.
Oh, I thought those were earmuffs.
Or it's got earmuffs on. I don't know.
Maybe they're earmuffs that also function as headphones.
That's almost certainly what it is. What do you think, Molly? Hey, Ajatu. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I hope you're enjoying the afternoon already. Dee with her gorgeous scenery. Hey, Dee.
Front yard? Is that the front yard or the backyard? One of those two.
Good question. Sock with her burning questions. I
know.
Hi.
I think she said it was her front yard, but I don't remember now.
I think so. Happy Friday. Oh, New York. You're in New York. You know who else is in New York? Cara Bastone, who's going to be on next Tuesday.
I am near New York.
Wait, what? Are you in?
I'm near New York.
I was going to say, I was like, you're not in New York. I didn't think.
No,
but
I'm
not
near New York. I'm near New York.
You're near New York. I love it. Do you get to New York very often? Ever?
No, I don't go very often. Oh. I actually went over the state line just before Christmas, but that was upstate. I haven't been to the city since like 2017.
Wow. Are you one of those that enjoys like the shows and things like that, or no? Okay. Well, there you go. You got people
in parks and the museums. This parks and the museums and the restaurants, bakeries.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, there's
the bakeries.
So much there. They're loving the tiara.
This is the one you gave me.
Oh, I do love it.
And I still need to get a book assignment from you to go with the tiara.
I think I want to do a Catherine Coulter.
Well, I have been putting my step books on Goodreads, so you can go to my Goodreads and see which ones I already have.
Oh, yay. Okay, perfect.
And as long as it's marked unread, unowned, I haven't read it, but I do own it. I do have a preference, though, because there's one that's like a little bit bigger than the others. So as soon as I can take it off the unread shelf and put it on the read shelf, everything will be tidier.
Ooh, okay. I'll keep in mind. I'll keep that in mind.
Kristen Lee says, Sox, I'm so glad I caught your live yesterday. Oh. Actually, it was Wednesday. Yeah, I know yesterday didn't happen for me either, but yeah, it was Wednesday. Kristen was excited because I had to take the computer out to the heartfelt hallway so I could do my Goodreads thing. So I carried the computer out and she's like, I did not know we were going on an adventure.
That's great.
And I was like, well, make sure you keep your hands inside the vehicle on the return trip. My liability insurance is frankly kind of dodgy.
You got to be careful. You can't be too careful.
Yeah.
Amina, we're always so happy to see you, truly. Hello, Lisa. Happy
Lisa.
Friday.
Lisa.
I'm very lucky my house is surrounded by fields. I
Oh, so it's the front yard, it's the backyard, it's the side yard, it's the
mm-mm-mm.
basement,
Just it's the
it's the
basement.
ceiling, it's the roof.
Just
It's just
everywhere you
everywhere.
go. It's just gorgeous. It's
She
just
lives in Hobbiton, so it
she
goes like
Yeah, if we saw her door, it would be a circle. I
very
love that.
stylish.
Yes. Paige says the tiara is looking fabulous.
Thank you. I was
Just love
curling
it.
my hair in with the curling iron and pinning it back until I take it out. And then I was like looking at it pinned back, and I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. I like the way it looks.
It's
So it's
cute.
just I'm in my curlers essentially. Yeah, they're pin curls, not actual literal curlers.
Cute. I love it. We are 15 minutes from historic Hyde Park. Get out.
I want to go to historic Hyde Park. I want to go to the various presidential libraries and museums, and that's where the FDR.
Okay.
That Roosevelt. The other Roosevelt, I don't know if he has a library because they didn't start doing that until fairly recently, last 100 years or so. But his house is in Oyster Bay, which is, I believe, Long Island.
Okay.
But those big
Interesting.
library complexes that they have now, that's a relatively new development.
Wow. Oh, I love that. So Wyoming, you have to tell me, do you ever read books set in Hyde Park? As like and just feel I don't know, I just feel like I would love doing that. That would be like a bucket list thing for me to find books set in Hyde Park.
There's a movie called
Tara,
Hyde Park on Hudson. Tara!
how are you here? I mean, I'm thrilled. Hello. Yay. Did you get a day off? How are you
What
here?
magic is this?
I know. I'm so happy you're here,
It's an
Tara.
in-service day.
It is what? An in-service?
Maybe it's an in-service day.
It probably is. Or like it's the
And
end
she's
of her
like, I'm here. I'm at work,
That's
but I can put on the thing while I do the thing.
There you go. We love putting on the thing while we do the thing. Kristen.
Ooh, there's somebody going for a walk.
She's going to tell us everything that happens out her window.
I do. My first couple of vlogs, there was all this stuff going on outside the window that I was commenting on. And then suddenly, like, everybody in my neighborhood just went into hibernation. And I'm like, come on, guys, you're supposed to entertain me and anybody watching my videos or my live streams. And no.
Whenever I see your live streams, so you're always like, there's a bus. I'm like, oh yeah, there's.
Well, a lot of times when there's sometimes you can just tell because you'll see like this big yellow shadow going past, and it's like that's the school bus.
Yes.
But my mom and I, especially in the mornings when we're sitting around just sipping coffee in our 90s, and we'll see a school bus going past, and we'll both yell, "Suckers!"
I think the 90 with the coffee, that sounds preferable to the school bus for sure. Yeah.
Well, we both think so.
Yeah. It sounds like you're living the lives. I love it.
Kristen says she's awake, kinda.
I love that. I'm with you, Kristen. I'm with you. I got my tea. I'm with you. And Tara,
mug check. Do you want to do a mug check?
Mug check, yes, please. I love a good mug
I have
check.
a special mug. And like when you were like, hey, how about the end of February? And I was like, sure. And then I was in TJ Maxx and I saw
let's see. Oh. I love it. Sock. It's gorgeous. You got that at TJ Maxx?
Mm-hmm.
You could have told me that.
And then when I was in Marshall's the other day, they had them in pink, where they were pink with the flowers and everything. And instead of a bee, they had butterfly. That's so But I didn't get it because I have enough mugs already.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
I know, right? Don't we all? I need to go to TJ Maxx and or Marshall's today, I think. Maybe. Got to get that on the list.
They haven't been at all of them. It is a teacher work day.
There you go.
She's doing in-service in style.
That's right. She says absolutely she enjoys reading books that are set in Hyde Park. Pretty much anything in the Hudson Valley or the Catskills. Oh, that's so cool.
Widow of Rose House. Wasn't that in
Yes.
Oh, no, that was in the Adirondacks, so I don't know.
But it was near.
It was near that stuff, yeah.
Wyoming, I don't remember. Did you read Widow of Rose House? Not to put you on the spot. And if you didn't, that's really fine. But that was one of our recent book club books. Amina and Tara, it is a historic day.
I feel fortunate to bear witness to this confluence of events.
I love your language this morning. This is so great.
Well, that's
She's
my
bearing
language pretty much all the time. So.
Well, that is true. That is true. Oh, Amina, it's so good. Oh, it's so good to have you. Shannon, good morning and
Hey,
happy
Shannon.
Friday. The bees on your mug, right? Kristen's loving your mug sock. Love
Yeah,
it.
thank you. I'm loving it too.
Yeah.
It's
A
got
lot.
delicious. It's got delicious Sam's Club Diet Cola in it.
It has
Because,
cola in it.
well, I was doing physical labor before we started, and I was a bit
Wow.
bedewed. I was a bit bedewed and a little thirsty. So, I was
You
like,
gotta
I
get
could get some coffee, and I probably will later. But right now, I just want something cold.
there you go. There you go. I love that we could put anything in a mug, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be coffee or tea. I love it. But
Yeah.
good morning, Bookie. Morning, everyone. But it's afternoon for me in England. I mean, good
Good
afternoon, Bookie.
afternoon.
That's what I meant. We're so happy you're joining us today. God in the Woods was a thriller set in the Adirondacks, and I loved it. Ooh.
I read that on New Year's Eve going into New Year's Day. I really liked it.
Did you? Oh, that sounds like a fun thing to do, like over a really short span of time so you feel like you're in it. I love doing that. Oh, Tara, because you are so special, Tara. That's why we make you feel so special. It's just you. It's just you. Oh, she's not too far away in Ireland. You're okay. Stop, Dee. Just stop. This is the Irish countryside. Could I be more jealous? I was already jealous, and now I'm just the optimal level of jealous. I know, Sock, right? Yep,
That is
that's
the face. That is the face of envy.
it.
And my face will probably one day freeze like that. I'm reliably informed that's what happens.
That's right. That's right. Oh, she still has to buy the Widow of Rose house. She's totally picking it up. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And by the way, Sock, is Silly, her dog, not the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life? I actually
Oh yeah. I remember we've seen Silly before. Hi, Silly.
I
Barky barky.
switched. Yeah.
That was a special message just for Silly.
Just for Silly.
Bark,
Be sure to
barky barkity barkity. Bark.
be sure to pass that along.
Tell all the dogs. Tell all the dogs.
There's a gal in our school. She has a bumper sticker that says, "Tell your dog I said hi." I just love that. Thank you, Dee. Thank you. We try. We try.
Some of it's even intentional.
I know. That's right. Sometimes we don't try. Ireland and Scotland are places I'd love to see. Oh, I know, Christina. Me too. Also afternoon for me. I'm on the other side of the North Sea. Fi's on the other side of the North Sea. Doesn't that sound exciting?
So that's Netherlands
Ooh, maybe it's the
or
Netherlands.
Belgium.
If you
I
feel
used to live in
comfortable,
Belgium.
share. But if you're not, I'd love to do a tour of Ireland and Scotland in the nature areas. Ooh, doesn't that sound fun? We need to find more books that are set in these places, don't we? Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, there's like 4,000,001 Highlander romances.
Well, that's true.
This is not a complaint. This is not a complaint. Oh, she says yes, the Netherlands. Yeah, because I used to live in Belgium.
That's so cool. That is so
Oh,
cool.
there's that same lady walking past again.
It's the same lady, everyone. She's gonna keep
She went
you
that way, and now she's going that way. I got to get on next door and say she's up to no good. That she's just, casing the joint. She's casing the neighborhood.
She's up to no good. Hopefully,
That's
she's not
the assumption you make on next door.
Next door is interesting. I get on there and I'm like, what is happening on here? Oh, goodness. It's very flat, as Sock can attest to. It's very
It is
flat.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it.
I
Well,
think Belgium might be a little hillier,
oh, okay.
especially like when you get down in the southeast toward Luxembourg and the Ardennes.
Mm,
Namur has a nice, beautiful cliffside. Actually, there was a book that was partially set in that part of the world, and that was was Lovely War by Julie Berry. And I know
Oh,
that's a particular favorite of Tara's. And
oh.
when they're in World War One, that's
Mm.
kind of they're in that part of Belgium. They're in Namur.
Wow, how neat. Well, I brought some
Well, there was a
questions.
war on. It wasn't great for them.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There you go. I have oh, you know what? Before we get into learning everything there is to know about you, which I think would actually probably take all day because you have so many layers. By the way, this everyone,
I'm
I need
like
to
an
say
onion.
this. I need you're like a fabulous onion. This is one of the I can't point because it's everything's backwards. Nope, that's oh God, never mind. Forget it. Sock is one of the most creative, if not the most creative person I think I've ever met. And, I'm just so happy to be in your orbit, and I'm so thankful you joined me
Oh,
this morning.
well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment, but maybe you could get out a little bit more because
It's true, though. It's true. I'm standing by
thank you.
it.
Thank
I'm
you.
standing by it. Absolutely. Before we learn all there is to
Nobody can
know
buy a mug quite like me.
that's it's true. You have a gift. You have a gift. So here we are. This is the Gore tell us about this, actually. Now that you're on with me, tell me what this is. What is this?
Okay. I have this. It's on the Tea and Biscuits Discord. Terry was gracious enough to create a little like tab for me. And what I do is, I know some people do not like this, but I do use AI to generate images, and I know people have concerns, very valid concerns about numerous aspects relating to AI. So I know not everybody's going to be into that. So
Okay.
there's a disclaimer at the top of that community tab saying these are AI generated images. So if you don't like that, then this is not the space for you.
Gotcha.
So hopefully people who are here right now who don't like it for whatever reason can just bear with us for a second while I talk about it.
Get right past it. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so what I have is a fantasy romance library called The Heartfelt Haven. And I use AI to generate. Okay, I'm just going to vamp. She already knows this. So I use AI to generate rooms. And the idea is the Heartfelt Haven is like, it's a romance library that is just all about uh, indulgence and fantasy. And the AI images are of different rooms because the idea is that the Heartfelt Haven can generate a room. They have permanent rooms, but they can generate a room. So if you're having a book discussion group and you're talking about, you know, a Regency romance, it'll generate a beautiful reading room for that book. It also has a couple of bars and some restaurants and things like that. It has
Even a
some very
closet, even like a broom closet, right?
there's a linen closet for tidying.
Yes, that's right.
And it also has some very elaborate steampunk styled machines that do things like make the perfect cup of hot cocoa every time, or they will wrap presents for you.
I love it. I love it.
Christina M
Oh,
says it's like the room of requirement in Harry Potter. I don't know about that because it's got different rooms that can exist at the same time. It's like the
right.
TARDIS, just kind of like.
Ah,
And if you want that room to stay that way, you can keep it that way. You don't have to keep changing it if you don't want to. Anyway, this particular room is where you can go to read books, obviously, and you can also. This is the borrowable, lendable. This is where you can go to borrow a tiara for any occasion.
any
So
occasion.
any
I love
occasion.
it. I love it. And so she's made this for us today. It's
Mm-hmm.
perfect for the day that she's guest co-hosting, and it's our background. But I wanted to make sure everybody got a really good view of it too, so I made a slide. Good morning, Sharon. Well, we're
Now I
close.
missed I
We're
missed something because
yes. I love what
Christina
Vi
M is
said.
saying socialize, and vices were readers. If I can't read, I don't want to go outside. Well, yes, and socialize. LOL. I don't know what that's a reaction to, but I thought it was fun.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we don't wanna miss
Mm,
that. We don't wanna skip that. Okie
yeah.
dokie. Well, let's move over here. Now, tomorrow, I actually have a video coming out, an actual video. I pretty much stopped doing that in favor of this for a while, but I'm gonna start incorporating videos again. And one of the things, so my video that's coming out tomorrow is my March TBR. I realized after I made it and uploaded it and everything, right now my members are able to view it, but I forgot to talk about the Tackle Your TBR, which is this is the month of March, made by the fabulous Terry. And what the purpose of it, for those of you that maybe would love a refresher, is It's a great way. Oh my gosh, my dogs cannot stop barking. Can you hear that? I'm so sorry. I closed my door and everything. I don't know. Oh, there's people working outside. That's what it is. So my apologies. But anyway, so for the March TBR, we've got 3 different categories, and you can use these if you want to look for books that you either own on your shelves that you haven't read in a while, or perhaps they're in your Audible, the ether within your Audible, like on a shelf, if you will. Same for Kindle, things that you've just had forever and you just haven't read. So this is a great
Or here's
yeah,
a suggestion. If you're
please.
like me, and I
Yes.
know if you want to kind of I'm not, I have Kindle Unlimited, but I'm not necessarily in the habit of using it.
Mm. Mm.
So if you like, or if you use it, but you want to use it more or get your money's worth out of it, you
Yeah.
could definitely look for tackle your Kindle Unlimited, like
I
exploit
love it.
that membership that you're paying for.
Yes. I love that. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so that's another great idea. So the 3 prompts for the month of March are Highlander, main character is a matchmaker, or a mix of genres such as romantasy, historical mystery. What
Historical
else?
fantasy was another one.
Fantasy. Yeah, anything that mixes. Oh, and time travel, I remember Terry mentioning, because it's like a mix of contemporary and historical. So fun. Fun opportunities, excuses to get into the stuff you've got already and read it. So we love that. We love that. Additionally, I I have my members vote for a book I read every month, and I had to share this one because I thought this was hilarious. I thought I was going to be reading Wall of Winnipeg and Me, which is what I say in my video tomorrow. That's not what ended up winning. As you can see, that the members think alike. Great minds think alike. And not only do we have one tie here, we have a tie for second as well. I actually mentioned to them, I was like, ladies, what are we doing?
So
Everything
you're
is a
just going to
tie.
read like a 5th book that isn't even on here?
I know, right? So it turned out I thought I was going to be reading The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. And then just yesterday, 9 Rules to Break When Romancing a Rake won out. So that's like another little update for my TBR video. So there you have it. I'm really excited to read it. But yeah, these were things I wanted them to vote for because these were all books whose heroes made it really far in the best book boyfriend bracket this past month. So I was very intrigued. I hadn't read any of these 4. So yeah, I do want to read all of these at some point. But yes, next month I'll be tackling 9 Rules to Break when romanticing like romantasy a rake.
Or
Oh,
romanticizing a rake?
romanticize 9 Rules to Break when romanticizing a rake. Terry says anything that mixes with historical is good. Okay. Anything that mixes with historical. This is for, of course, the Tackle Your TBR. Thank you, Terry. I'm so excited. Her bucket list is great. Oh boy, oh boy. Cannot wait for you to try Mariana Zapata. I'm looking forward to it, Sharon. All right, Maja, let's talk about you. I can't wait. I want to hear everything. Do you want to start with these slides, or do you want me to ask you some questions first?
This is your show, Mama Jabba.
All right. Okay. I think I'm actually going to ask you some questions and then we'll pop into the slides because I think it'll just organically, come on when we do it this way. All right. What made you want to become a booktuber or Instagrammer? Come to think
Well,
of
the
it.
Instagram, that was December of 2023. And I was going around to just doing Christmas shopping and stuff. And I found these nifty boxes that had like different candles in them. Like I found a 12 months of fragrance, a year in fragrance, 12 months. And each
Ooh.
one had a different fragrance. And then I found these other ones, like one that's all like the coffee shop, like 12 flavors that there's like a, matcha green tea, and there's like
Ooh.
a vanilla avocado and just all kinds of nice flavors. Like, and then there was the chocolate box that had like chocolate strawberry, matcha berry truffle, and all kinds of neat stuff. And so I was getting these, and I was, of course, accumulating a lot of candles very quickly. And I thought, well, why don't I be mindful about how I burn them? Because I read a lot. And why
Yeah.
don't I just match a candle to a book to
Yes.
enhance the ambiance?
Yes.
And then I thought, well, I had an Instagram account that I had, set up years ago and then never actually used. So I was like, well, why don't I start taking pictures of these Kindle and book pairings and then just post that on the gram, as the
The
kids call
gram.
it, on the
Yes.
IG, on the
Yeah.
gram, on the
Insta. Yes.
Insta. Uh, and so I started doing that. And eventually people started finding my stuff. I didn't like go out of my way to, recruit people. I just
Right.
started following people. People started following me. I got boosted in the algorithm a couple of times. It's got suggested to people. So
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
happened.
I mean,
And actually, I posted one just before we started today in
Oh!
honor of this occasion.
No.
Yes,
Oh, I love it. Can we go there now?
absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
I wouldn't have brought it up if I wasn't okay with that.
But don't go there whatever you do.
Sharon Brown
Oh!
and Stacey Hoffman both agree that we will love 9 rules, or that you will anyway. I'm just
I'm
along
so
for the ride.
excited. I'm so excited. Thank you, ladies. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. And I mean, you do very well on Instagram. I mean, you're big. So I just
Well, I wouldn't say big.
All right, let's take a peek at today's. Let's talk. Tell me about this. Oh, and
Okay,
the mug.
the mug is there, along with this bear who wears a bumblebee costume.
Is that a Boyd's?
Is that what?
Is that a Boyd's bear?
Well, in as much as he has gender, I guess.
No, Boyd's.
Oh,
Boyd.
Boyd.
Like
Well,
I love the
I
Boyd's
don't
brand.
know that. I don't know that he is.
You're
I
like,
do have some Boyd bears, but I don't
oh,
know if
okay.
he's one of them.
He's
He actually has.
precious.
He has a button from when I subscribed to Loot Crate. You get like
Oh,
various promo stuff, and they always had a button with the theme of that month. And his is transform for Transformers because Bumblebee, and he's also a bear. So
oh,
anyway,
that's great.
he is a valued member of the community.
Excellent.
So he hopped into the mug, which I did not use until this morning. It's been
Oh,
hanging around. This is the debut of the mug
love
having
it.
liquid in it.
I
Obviously,
love
it's had a bear in it. And the
Yes.
candle is raw honey and neroli, and the book
Ooh.
is Small Favors, which is a horror YA horror / fantasy, and
Ooh.
the main character is the daughter of and is learning to be a beekeeper. So
Mm.
hence all of the honey themes, and you can see there's a cloth underneath that has some honey stuff, bees
I
and
love
honeycombs
it.
and stuff. So yeah, so that's kind of like the thought process that went into that particular staging. But I also did it. Oh, and you can see in the background is this Christmas ornament that is the hive. You've seen the hive before.
Yes. Yes. I
And
love
by
it.
the way, this bee who buzzes, there are a couple bees that are attached to it. And then this one that has its own wire and everything, that is Terry.
Yes.
She's buzzing around the hive, making sure that the Discord works properly and so on.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
That
And
is
that
Terry.
bee is Tara. And I don't know who the other bee is.
That's you.
Me? I don't know about that. So, and of course, the queen is in the middle of the hive where we can't see her because everybody else is protecting her. So, if you can see, that ornament is in the background
I
of
love
the
it.
picture.
I love it. Oh my gosh, so cool. So
And I
well
did that, of
thought out.
course, because I knew I was going to be here today.
It's
I was going to
perfect.
be here.
I love it. I love it.
Sometimes I hate myself.
You're so great. Okay, so I do want to talk about this though, because apparently this has to do with your origin story, if you will. I need to hear about this, or at least the
Well,
tiara
you were
origin.
a part of it. You were like the person.
Tell me.
This is from back in October, so you probably don't remember. But what
Okay.
happened was I was reading this book, The Princess of Las Vegas, which is about a woman who has a one-woman show in Las Vegas where she impersonates essentially Princess Diana. And she does musical numbers and so on to talk about Princess Diana's life.
Yes.
And then there's a mystery and stuff. It was a fun book. And the candle that went with it, by the way, is satin cashmere. And when I
Ooh.
smelled that, it smells like one of those perfumes that like you probably are into when you're like in your late teens and in your early 20s, like before you get a little older. Well, I sniffed it and I was like, oh, you just throw in the scent of Virginia Slim smoke. And I was like in Las Vegas. Just remembering that weekend I spent in Las Vegas. So that's why I burned that candle with that book. And then I wanted to get a tiara, and I went to like the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General looking for tiaras, and I just wasn't happy. And then I saw, I had a budget, I had a figure in mind for how much I was willing to spend on this. And I looked
Yes.
on Amazon and I saw that they had these pretty nice tiaras that were not terribly expensive. And then when I ordered it, I was surprised at how substantial and heavy it was. I mean,
Yeah.
not too heavy to wear, but it was like, it's not just tinfoil.
Right, right.
Or it's not just covered plastic. So I put it with that because it's a tiara. And then you left a comment saying something about you liked the picture. And I said I was happy with how it turned out. And I said, and now I have a tiara. And your response was, which I now picture you wearing at all times.
Oh.
So when I thought about going on the YouTubes, I thought, well, I have my hook. I can be a middle-aged lady in a tiara talking about books. And
I
now I have
love
a
it.
whole bunch of tiaras.
I
And
love it.
it's really just basically my whole personality at this point.
It's awesome. It's so awesome. I just love it so much. And Megan says, I love all the thought you put into these.
Oh, and
Truly.
the one I posted yesterday, Megan, was almost, I forgot to mention this, but it was for you because she was there at this one of my live streams where I had acquired a bunch of lipsticks for inexpensive from Big Lots liquidating. They were like
Yeah.
75 cents each or something. There you
Yeah.
go. And she was saying, oh, are you now going to pair a lipstick with the candle and the book? And I said, I think that's a little too layered for me. But then I ended up using red lipstick for that particular setup. So I was like, well, I hope Megan realizes that she got her wish. It's just not going to be a regular occurrence.
I just love it so much. Oh my gosh. Kristen says, yes, you can, Sock. What a fun origin story. I know. I know. I think every woman deserves a tiara and should wear it at least once a week to remind her of how fabulous it is. Standing ovation, Shannon.
Agreed. It
100%.
really, it really just helps.
Yes. Yes, truly. Why not? Why not? Fun. You used the lipstick. I didn't see that post.
Well, you liked it.
Oh,
So she left the
I
light.
was just say
You
that.
can see right there it says "Light" by Megan's Book Nook.
That was a whole day ago.
I know. Everything
Remember.
moves so quickly on the internet.
That's true. Here's, you know what it actually is? Megan is so encouraging so much of the time to so many
She
people.
is.
It's hard for her to remember who she's being encouraging to at any given moment. She's the
Or who
most
she's inspired. I mean, how can she possibly keep track of all the inspirations she's giving people?
She
I
can't.
think it's not so much that she didn't make the connection. She didn't make the connection because she made an offhand remark 2 weeks ago, just like you made an offhand remark back in October. And now it's just like all I do.
We just go and
In fact,
remark things.
I have a couple of tiaras handy aside from the one I'm wearing. And that's
Yeah.
because I was using them as toppers. I have the Valentine's Day tree, which is no longer the Valentine's Day tree. It's going to be the spring tree.
Ooh.
And
Excellent.
so
When
Day
is
tree.
the spring tree premiering?
Well, I have undecorated it from Valentine's Day, and I put the I have this like little bead garland that I put on. And then
Cute.
today during the sprints, I'm probably going to be putting some of the spring ornaments. But this is the tiara.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me remove that. Okay, there we are. Let's see.
This
Oh
is the tiara
my.
that was the topper for the Valentine's Day tree, because those, I don't know if you can tell the detail, but those are actually little enameled roses.
They're beautiful. Yes, I can tell. That's gorgeous. I love what Amana says. Yes, queens.
And then this one is going to be on top of the spring tree.
Oh my gosh, Sock, it's beautiful.
I love this one. I really do.
Beautiful. Megan goes, I never mind. I just saw. I already liked it.
Well,
I
yes,
love
but we relentlessly mocked you. Oh,
it.
Deborah! Look what I have to
Deborah!
go on the spring tree. It's those butterflies you sent me.
You sent her butterflies. I love it, Deborah. Oh my gosh. If my family gives me weird looks while I sit around in my tiara, I am sending them to you all to explain. Please do. We are here. We are ready.
Oh, I will explain. Explanations will be given.
You're so funny. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I know those butterflies are amazing. Well done, Deborah. You're so
I
sweet.
have the gold ones are out of their package. I need to. They didn't come with the clips attached, so I got to figure out how to do that. And so I have some gold ones, and I have some pink ones. Both sets were sent to me by the lovely and talented Deborah.
Very lovely and very talented. It's true.
Thank you, Deborah. They're
And
gonna gradually go on the tree as spring
right.
continues. It's the migration.
The migration. I love that. You again, just like Megan said, you think through things so well. And Paige says she also cannot wait to see your spring tree. So very exciting. Okay, can we go through a couple more of these? I just want to
Absolutely.
show. Tell us about some of these.
Okay, that's Madam X.
Okay.
Which by Sarah Kate, and it's part of the Salacious Players Club series. That's a series where I didn't know how much I can talk about this to a general audience at this hour of the day because it's a little late night.
Okay.
But
Okay, fair enough.
post watershed for the UK and Ireland, Republic of Ireland. The Salacious Players Club. The Salacious Players Club, as you probably guessed from the name, is kind of like a sex club where people can explore different aspects of their sexuality if they want to. And it is apparently very lucrative, which
oh my,
people who really do participate in these things and run these things are like, yeah, there's not that kind of money to throw around. Ooh, a spicy book. Color me intrigued, Sister Smelly. I like some aspects of the Salacious Players Club better than others. And this one so far is, oh, good morning.
Sock, you're so good. She's multitasking. Anyway, sorry. You were
Not
saying.
well. Not well. And Madam X so far is the one that has been my favorite because it's the one that I think kind of combines the spice and the relationship and the character developments. And it just, I really, really liked it a lot.
Nice.
And the reason I wanted to, when you said, are there any particular pairings you want to discuss?
Yes.
And yes, behind the scenes, she actually asked me about some of this in advance. This isn't totally off the cuff. I thought, well, this one, because of the nature of the sexuality of the characters, and particularly the main character, what she's discovering about her. Now, she's already pretty clear on her own sexual. She's very, she knows what she's doing, but it's the emotional journey she goes on. And it is about learning to be bold and learning to kind of take on more responsibility. Not partially sexual and emotional responsibility, but also just administrative responsibility at the club. And so I chose that candle I chose the candle originally because I'm like, this is going to be a bold book. And it was. And that's also why I chose the leopard print background. Yeah. It's not quite the robe I'm wearing right now. Oh, but it is one that people have seen in my live streams if they participate, which I hope they do. The first one in this, that's an excellent question because I don't know.
We'll have to look it up. We can get back to you after the sprints.
Anyway, so but like I said, this is my favorite one. But I love her character in all the other books of this series. Yeah, she's a great character. I can't actually remember her name now, but yeah, Terry, she's a great character. I like her.
Praise is the first. Man, I've heard a lot about that one.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so in Madame, she's coming into her own, and so it turned out that bold wasn't just like a naughty little wink, wink about how bold the series is. Eden, thank you, Terry. Yeah, that's the character.
Yes. Okay.
But it actually turned out to be thematically appropriate for what her story ended up being.
Interesting. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. And look at that. I love that I love the red that you carried through in the pen and then the flowers and the text. So cool. Tell us about this. Any more to know?
The thing is what actually worked out pretty well was Windsor Locks Public Library, which has a lot of the kind of darker and spicier romances. I got that book from there, and if you can see the tape on the side on the binding is
Yes.
like it's a sticker that says new because at the time it was a new release, and it is
Oh.
also carries on that red.
Yes, it does. And I bet they didn't even mean to do that. That was just a
No, it just worked out well. Pen pal, OMG, that was such a win for me, says Kristen Lee. I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it a lot, and I remember thinking, oh, I like this. And then I just found myself, it ended up, I think, being on my, I discussed it in one of my live streams when I was doing a book tag thing. I discussed it as kind of one of my top reads for 2024 because it just kept coming back to me. I kept thinking
Mm.
about it.
Yeah.
And this is like, I liked it because the main female main character in the book lives in a Queen Anne in Seattle, and I do not live in a Queen Anne, but I do live in an older house. So you can see out the window, you can see like the post at the corner of my porch that supports the porch roof,
Oh,
and
yes.
you can see this sort of jungly growth that we just have there in the summer because it was late summer, I think, when I read it. And then there's this antique secretary that it's on because they're a pen pal, there are letters. And
Oh.
so I wrote out some of what was, it was a letter where they were just like, so I wrote that out. And one of the letters was supposed to be stained with blood. So that's what that brown mark is, except it's not blood, it's ketchup. I did not bleed for my art. I did not bleed for my art. The flowers were actually from that wild garden in the front. And the candle is sandalwood musk because they're always going to describe a dude as smelling like sandalwood. And
Yes.
Dante in Pen Pal was no exception.
This is so cool. I mean, you thought out every aspect of this. I just love
Mm-hmm.
it. I know. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. This is fun too. Look at this. I love it.
Okay, Husbands is a great book by Holly Gramazio, and it's about this woman who she goes up into her attic for something, and when she comes back down, she has a different husband. It's like different, and
Wait,
as far as he's
what?
concerned, they've been married the whole time, and everything. It's like she keeps going into an alternate universe or something,
Oh my goodness.
and so it kind of becomes this um meditation. It's very funny, but it's a meditation on perfecting relationships. Because
Mm.
like every time the new husband does something that she thinks is kind of, I don't like that very much, she goes back up into the attic to get another one. Okay, there's Mark. Mark's bringing us our mail. Get a haircut,
Okay.
you hippie. Anyway, um, so I took that up into my attic. Again, this is the great thing about living in an old house is that I have all these weird little spaces that I can use. So I took that up into the attic and grabbed a table that was up there. And I have although she's getting these husbands from the attic, the candle is man cave because her attic is kind of like a man cave, I guess. Well, the
So
husbands anyway. It's
perfect.
a fun book. I would recommend it. It's sort of romance, but it's really just it's fun.
That is so cool. That's so cool. I love what Deborah said. "Why is it always sandalwood? Why?" I know. I know. I think I told you guys this not too long ago. I saw an essential oil that was sandalwood the other day, and I made a beeline for it because 'cause I'm like, "What does this smell like?" I read about it all the time. That's so funny. Dee says, "I'm amazed how you can remember all the books you've read. I can hardly remember what I did last week."
Well, if B were to go on my Instagram and just randomly grab a picture, I'd be
Mm,
like, I do not know. But actually, the candles help me remember. The candles or the setting in which I pictured them help me to
yeah.
remember. So when I look at it, I might not, if you just told me the title, I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never read that. I've never met that. I don't know it.
That wasn't me. I
And
didn't do it.
but yeah, but then when I look at something on Instagram, I kind of, oh yeah, I read that, and this is why.
Yeah.
Okay, now I remember a lot about that book because it's like, oh, this is, I did these,
I love it.
I did this stuff.
I love that so much. This is gorgeous.
Thank you. This is Goldfinch. I had another one for I think the third and fourth books in this series, or was Goldfinch the fifth or the sixth? It was the final. This was a
Mm.
6-book series. Anyway,
Mm.
the 2 before it, I had both out at the same time, and I did another one for that. And that one is just like I got all of the gold tone jewelry I have and just piled it around. And I had um, that candle that's gold, and it's got that skull on the top. And Goldfinch is like it's a Midas retelling, and it is
Oh.
romantasy. I really like that book, Alette. Um, and so that skull is like because it's romantasy. There's adventure and there's death and there's danger, and so that was an aesthetic choice, which the candle itself smelled good with that too. So I just kind of piled that around, and I actually tried to drape some of that. Oh, it's the 6th book in the series. It's on there because that's again
Oh.
from the Windsor Locks library. They put that 6 on there so you'd know.
Oh.
And I tried draping some of the chains on there, but it just didn't work out very well. So, and then I
Now,
just got lucky with the lighting and the high shadow.
I just love it. I love it. So
Thank you.
do you own these candles in advance, or do you, when you get a book at the library, do you then think to yourself, let me go out and shopping and see what, based on the book I have, like, how do
I
you
would
do
say
this?
probably 99 times out of 100, I already have the candles. Because I mean, that's the idea, is to enjoy what I have. There are a couple of times when I've just been like, well, I'd like to find a candle that can go with this because that's a candle I would like to have anyway. Like when I read, oh, I can't remember. It was by Eva Lee, and there was a rake was in the title, as in Raquel, as in the bad boys of the Regency.
Yes.
And it was a great book. It was really hilarious, and the title was kind of a pun on the word rake. And I went out and I got an autumn leaves candle,
Yeah.
but I wanted one anyway,
Yeah.
so I
Well,
didn't
yeah.
buy it just only for that, and I didn't burn it only there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah. I love what Deborah says. Anyone else
but
suddenly realizing they need more candles? Just me? Shh. I know. I went out and bought a bunch of candles yesterday. It's so true. It's so true. Molly says, "Yes, I always need more candles."
you
I
do, you just do.
I know, I know. She also wants to know what your Instagram name is, and I have it linked in my description box as well, but tell everybody
It's
who
Bargain
you are.
Counter Argument. I'm Bargain Counter Argument on YouTube, and I'm Bargain Counter Argument on Instagram. I Discord, I'm Sock Marionette because I did not have my act together vis-a-vis branding. But
Branding.
Sock Marionette is like an earlier internet handle, and Bargain Counter Argument is where I am on Instagram, and it's where I am on YouTube.
Awesome.
And also, speaking of branding, my avatar on Goodreads, Instagram, Discord, and YouTube is the same, but it's the same across all 4 platforms. But I'm going to be changing it because I have one
Oh.
for each month. So the one that you see now is the February one, and that's going to change. It's still
Mm.
going to be books and candles and that kind of artistic thing, but it's going to be a little bit different. The theme is the same, but the colors and stuff are going to be a bit different because it's going to be March.
Oh boy. Oh, I can't wait. Dee asks an important question. I have a question for everyone. When you read, do you picture the people, places, or do you see the story as a movie? Is it in color or black and white? I see a movie, but my friend doesn't see anything. That's fascinating. Okay. And then Molly was saying this, I see a movie if I'm focused. I see the story as a movie in color. Deborah says, I see a movie. Absolutely. There are times I will sit to watch TV and think, what was that show I was watching? Oh, that was my book. Oops. And then, oh yeah, so they've done that too. Another question for Sock. How did you pick the name for your channel? I
Okay,
love
well,
it.
Bargain Counter Argument is like a before and after kind of pun because,
Yes.
you buy things at the bargain counter, and
Yes.
then when you're discussing something, you can propose a counter argument.
Yes.
Bargain Counter Argument, I got that originally because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with Instagram, and I might have had it on the website formerly known as Twitter as well. I think I just needed
Mm,
something unique. And then
mm.
I thought I might do something political with it, but then the discourse turned so poisonous and violent and awful that I just didn't want to engage with that. And so when I started posting pictures of books, I was like, which I mean, sometimes I will post political books because I do read books about politics and history. But
Oh,
I just was like, well, that was the Instagram I had that I think signed up for it in like, I don't know when, but I hadn't used it. And I was like, well, it's what I have. And then when I decided to do uh, YouTube, I just,
Yeah.
well, I actually didn't necessarily decide to do YouTube, but I created a second channel just to keep track of one kind of content as opposed to the other. For book
Mm.
related content, because I'm Sock Marionette. I was commenting on your videos as Sock Marionette and
Yeah.
participating in the live stream. And then I decided to just have a separate channel that would be my book content. Interestingly, my original channel, Sock Marionette, is actually, I've posted like one short video that was some geese. And that's one where I actually watch the political commentary on YouTube, is on the one that isn't bargain counter argument. Anyway.
Gotcha. In fact, okay, so how long has your YouTube channel been around then? Because it's new. I mean, it's super new, right?
Yes, the first time I did something on YouTube, I looked it up this morning just to make sure I knew, was on December 9th. I had a live
Oh,
stream on December 9th, and I didn't start posting pre-recorded content until January 2nd, which is still
okay.
fairly recently.
Very recent. Yes,
Yes.
very recent. And I have that linked in the description box as well. And what all do you do on your channel? You've kind of already said, but just to give us an idea.
I don't know that I said what I do on Instagram. On the channel, I do live streams every other Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, which I know conflicts with the live streams that some of the other YouTubers do, like Sarah the Bookish Knitter and Storm Reads. They have their lives. Now, that one I do every other Monday. The next one is going to be this upcoming Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is book discussion. That's not sprints. That is book discussion. And right now, it's a series where I'm talking about, well, I'm encouraging other people to discuss with me, because if I didn't want feedback and discussion, then I just do it as a regular video, not as a live stream. And we're talking about books that would be a good entry point for somebody wanting to get into a new genre or subgenre. And on Monday, we're talking about paranormal romance. And I sure hope people
Ooh.
anybody who's interested, please come along and bring your recs and your comments and your ideas, because I'm kind of lost at sea with this one. I
Yeah.
do have a couple of ideas, but I could use a little help. And
Sure. Oh, Kristen's like,
so
ooh,
that's, ooh, says Kristen Lee. I'd love to have you there, because I think,
fun.
and so I do that. And then every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, I have midweek motivation. That's sprints for reading, productivity, chores, napping, whatever you want. And we chit chat in between. And Paige says she'll try to make it on Monday. I hope you do. I mean, if you can, great. If you can't, that's great too. Midweek motivation. So we do stuff. And then, like, during the sprints, I actually put a link in the comments to a local classic rock radio station, which is what I'm listening to during the sprints. And if people want to listen along, because sometimes you'll see me rocking out while I'm doing stuff.
Yes.
And
I
then if you
love
want
it.
to listen along, you can. And
Oh,
then,
so fun.
as opposed to my recorded content, I've done some reading vlogs. Yesterday, I posted a day in the life vlog, which people have watched it, but I don't think they liked it. I didn't really like doing it, so
No.
not going to do that again. But the reading vlogs I'm still going to do, but trying to drag the camera around for chores was just not where it was at for me. And I also do my book unhauls. Is the most regular feature is book unhauls, and they are book unhauls because it's actually library returns. These are the books I checked out from the library that need to go back, and so I just kind of talk about it and say what I thought of the book. And yeah,
Yeah.
so it functions as a book on haul. It also functions as a way to showcase what libraries can do for you.
Yeah.
And it also functions as a wrap up of sorts.
That's awesome.
And then I also will do vlogs that have a theme. The one I'm working on right now is dive in or drop out. And the idea is I will read the first book in a series and decide if I'm going to dive into that series or drop out of that series.
Oh, I love that. That's so
Mm-hmm.
cool. How fun.
I don't know when that'll go up, because the first I'm starting big with that one, which is I'm doing Christine Feehan or Feehan. I don't know.
Oh, yes,
And she
yes,
has a
yes.
lot of series. So I have like 4 or 5 books that start series for her. So that's going to take a while to do.
Yeah.
And also, there's something else. I've only done one video so far, but I want to do it more often. And that is it safe to read, or are these safe to read? and that's looking at romances from the 80s and 90s and looking at them through modern lens and saying, would you actually want to read this, or is it too yikes? You know, because they went through this
Oh,
whole
yeah.
period of time where, especially with historical romance, it was like at some point the male main character had to commit some form of essay on the female main character, and
Oh,
editors were like forcing writers to do this and so on. And also, I mean, there are also issues of racism, colonialism,
yeah.
imperialism, and stuff like that as well. So I just want to read those because I'm pretty okay with reading that sort of thing. I mean, I'll DNF if I have to. And I thought
Sure.
I could be kind of like a canary in a coal mine
That's
and just
fascinating. I think
go
that's
and
great.
say, do you want to read this book? Well,
Yeah.
here's what I found when I read it. Here's how I reacted to it. So use that information in good health.
I love that. I love that.
So those are
Molly,
the kinds of things I do.
I love that. It's so creative as always. Just what I would expect from you. Molly
And
says
I'm
videos are
hoping that Sundays upload. Sorry, I just want to say
no,
I'm
no,
hoping that
please.
Sundays upload because I tend to upload on Sundays and Thursdays. I've maintain that pretty consistently, but I think twice a week is flexible if I feel like I don't want to do it. You know, there's another one coming along a few days later. I'm
Nice.
hoping that Sundays will be my bookshelf tour.
Ooh, I love a good bookshelf tour. Oh,
Hoping. No promises are being made. Okay, I'm finally done talking. I'm done talking. That's the stuff I do on my channel.
I love it. Molly says videos are stressful. You ladies are great. Thank you so much. They can be. They
Thank
can
you.
be. But they're a
Thank
lot
you.
of fun. They're a lot of fun too.
Mm,
Kristen will be right back. She's taking her little brother to school. She's the best big sister ever.
she
She
is.
really is. I love it.
Okay.
Who are your favorite authors? Or is that too hard to even say?
That's kind of hard to say. I would say living, probably Joyce Carol Oates and Stephen King.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
And no longer among the living is Sinclair Lewis and Theodore Dreiser.
And I'm gonna pop back to this. I was gonna skip over it because I know you've talked about some of the genres already, but just to reiterate, what genres do you enjoy? It sounds like you're pretty much across the spectrum, just about everything.
I like Western romance, but I don't like Westerns as a genre.
Okay.
I mean, I've read a couple. Maybe if I read some more, I'd like it more, which I might do.
Mm, mm.
But then I won't have anything left for playing literary bingo when it says read a genre that's unfamiliar to you. So,
That's too
and
funny.
so, but science fiction, fantasy, I'm not so much for high fantasy. I like fantasy when it's a mix with something else,
Sure. Yeah.
like horror fantasy or romantasy or cozy fantasy or something like that, comedy fantasy.
Yeah.
Uh, I read nonfiction. Yeah, I read a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
All
That's
of the
that
stuff,
was what I was
all the
getting.
things. Lately, I'm in my romance era.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
And
Would you
that's
say
probably because of you.
I'm loving romance right now. I am. I get it.
Mhm.
TBR or mood reader? What do you think?
Mood reader.
Mhm.
I am
Mhm.
such a mood person that I was tempted to not read these questions in advance.
I love that tells
But
you.
I
It
did.
tells
I
you.
did because I knew that that would take too long if I didn't have
Oh.
something in mind.
How many books do you tend to read at a time?
Usually it's one or two. Right now I'm running through two. I'm about a third of the way through Small Favors. And
Nice.
then for preview for tomorrow's Step Back Saturday, Tender Betrayal by Roseanne Bittner, which
Ooh.
is
Oh, I can't wait. I need to do my cover list Friday. Oh, I need to do that today.
I actually already have the picture ready to go. And so I'm reading this. It's a Civil War story, and it is for Civil War romance written in 1993. It is surprisingly nuanced. So I'll probably talk about it in a video about yikes. I call it the yikes. I call it the yikesometer or
Nice.
yikesometer.
I love it.
And so this one is actually surprisingly not as yikes as I thought it was going to be. I
Yeah.
started reading it because I was like, well, this is going to suck. I'm going to have to DNF it.
Yeah.
And then I actually got into it and I was like, okay, good.
Yay. Awesome. Awesome. Kindle audiobooks or physical books?
Physical.
I have a
And I do read Kindle Unlimited. But when I do that, I was talking about this the other day, I think in your members live stream. I kind of tend to read it on my PC because I read fan fiction on my PC. So I'm
right.
used to it. So
Yes.
that's, yeah, I do have a Kindle, but I mostly prefer to read it on the computer. So audiobooks, not so much.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hardback or paperback?
Uh, my favorite are the floppy trades. Hardback I like. Mass market paperbacks, not necessarily my favorite, but if the story is good, then
Yeah.
I'm there for it. And of course, that's where you get the step backs.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Library or bookstore?
Library.
I knew you were going to say that. Hoopla or Libby or other?
My library has Hoopla.
I love Hoopla.
I
I
haven't
love it
used it
so
very
much.
much.
Oh, okay.
I haven't used it very much, but yes, I have used it like once or twice.
Okay. Any play or Audible or other for your audiobooks?
I don't listen to audiobooks.
Okay, well then never
If
mind.
I'm doing something where, see, the thing is I read faster than people can speak understandably.
Oh,
If I
yeah.
sped up an audiobook to the point where it was as fast as I read, I wouldn't understand. My
Yes.
answer is reading
Well,
speed.
there you go.
So when
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
when I'm doing something where I can listen to something, I go with podcasts,
Oh, interesting.
especially conversational podcasts.
Gotcha. Yes, I love that. I love that. A couple comments. I just want to make sure. Love a good floppy book. Amen. Yes. Mass market paperback writing is too small now. I
Well,
definitely have to wear
frequently,
my glasses when I read when I read those. Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at this,
Especially if you get used to reading on, say, a Kindle and then you
where
switch
you can
to
adjust. Yeah, I
it's
do read
just
large print as well, not because I have to, but because I like to.
yeah, it just feels more natural.
But I've been managing. Yeah, I had to get stronger reading glasses just for mass markets, but
Right? I believe that. Favorite place to read?
bed or
Oh, there you go.
couch or the recliner.
Mhm, mhm. Favorite time of day to read?
Just whenever I do notice that I tend to, if I'm reading dark romance, especially, uh, I tend to read that at night, not for salacious reasons, but it just seems to fit better.
Ah,
But other than that, so I will sometimes match the time of day to my mood, but I don't have a particular preferred time to read, just whenever.
yeah. Shannon has a great comment here. I have a really hard time listening to fiction on audio, but that's the only way I read nonfiction now. It's like listening to a podcast or documentary. I love that. I've never thought of that. I'm gonna have to do
I I have grad students disease when it comes to reading nonfiction.
well, do tell.
Podcasts, it doesn't bother me so much with podcasts, but if it were just like nonfiction listening to it, it would bother me because I would want to be able to look at the sources. I'd want to be able to go to the index and footnotes and all of that stuff. So
Wow. You wanna make notes and
that is grad students disease.
that's interesting. Let's take a peek at some of the crown jewels of your collection. One of my favorite parts of that one. Okay, the tiaras of your collection.
Well, it's hard to pick some favorites, but well, Shannon's got a convert in Deborah for
Yes.
reading nonfictions like that. And this is a
Yeah.
book. It is the California State series Lessons in Language, school textbooks. And I live in Connecticut now and I love it here, but I'm originally from California, as are many of my forebears on my mother's side. And this was my mom's dad's book. And it's got these blanks and it's got people wrote stuff in there. And I think it's I don't know how much of this is my grandfather's handwriting or how much of it is just everybody wrote that way back then. But here, if you can see, there's something written up here in pencil.
Okay.
This would have been over 100 years ago, like in the late 1910s, early 1920s. And it says, if you want to know your name, look on page 100. So if you go to page 100,
Oh, I can't wait.
there's something written up here and it says, you are a blank blank for looking.
What? Wow.
You're a jackass, you're a jackwagon for looking, So this is like pranks of the 1920.
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. I love that. We have a couple great comments too, talking about what you had mentioned earlier about nonfiction versus fiction and what Shannon was saying as well. Vi says, I have the same with nonfiction. If something grabs my attention, I gotta know where to find more. I especially love autobiographies. Oh, me too. And memoirs narrated by the author. Yes, it's like they're telling me their story themselves. I love that. I ate up so many, but again, I'm more on the memoirs than say like your autobiographies per se. But nevertheless, by Alec Baldwin, listening to him talk for however many hours, I was like, I can do this. He's got a great voice. Molly lives in California, and Paige is originally from California too. How cool.
I'm trying to find there's another book I have that was my grandfather's. This would have been in Meridian or Sutter. So north of Sacramento.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Deborah says, I listened to Carrie Fisher's autobiography and I second that. Hearing them talk about their own life is awesome, truly.
Well, yeah. It's always great when you can hear an audiobook read by the author, because I used to listen to audiobooks at work.
Do you know which one is so fun? For anyone who enjoys The Princess Bride, Carrie Elwes wrote a book called As You Wish, and it's got the audiobook has just about everybody that was in the movie in their own voice talking about their experience making the movie. It's one of my favorite audiobooks.
Like a documentary, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other crown jewel, that's not the oldest book I own, but it's the oldest one I have that I think has a family connection, is one I picked up on Monday when I was out running around. I went to a couple of different used bookstores. And that is, I walked into the store and they had that right up front. They had all 4 books in the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver.
Oh my goodness.
And it's these covers.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They were just sitting there and they were $5 a piece. And I'm not sure that they've been read, because look, they're still stiff.
Oh yeah. You can tell by the spine.
Yeah, they were so excited. They were like, "Oh, we just put those out." And I said, "I'm just buying them."
So 5 minutes.
So in as much as I'm picking a crown jewel of my collection, it's this newest acquisition and that old one that has a family connection.
I love it so much. Oh my gosh, so fun. Dee had a great comment about audiobooks. I love audiobooks. I put on my earphones and garden, walk, or even do the housework. However, I have burnt some food because I got so distracted by this.
It's still fun. I listen to podcasts when I go walking or hiking. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Born and raised in SoCal here. So many Cali peeps.
I was born in Santa Barbara. Yeah.
Get out. I love it. They are like a painting. Your covers are like a painting for those. Yeah. Look at that.
Because they've got, there's also editions that have like photographs of couples on the cover.
Oh, I feel like I've seen those.
Yeah. But these are these, I think, but the person at the bookstore was like, they almost look like Chinese paintings. Like Chinese watercolors.
Oh, yes. Asian art. I love that. Yes, Shannon. Oh, you're going to love it, love it, love it. You let me know what you thought afterwards. It's so much fun. I think I've only read one Elsie Silver book. I need to read more.
I read the one that was Powerless, Hopeless, all of those.
I saw
those. I can't remember what they're collectively called.
I don't remember. I read Flawless.
The newest one, what is it? Rose Hill. I read the first one. I didn't read the second one because it's nanny romance and that's not really my deal. But I was like, if anybody can make this work for me, it's her. And then, no, not so much.
Okay.
Well, actually, I did like the one about Willa in the other series. Anyway, so sometimes nanny romance works for me. Sometimes it doesn't. No, it wasn't. I take that back. It wasn't a nanny romance.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Never mind.
I kind of am getting a couple of different series mixed up in my head.
How could that ever happen to anyone who reads so many books, right?
Ooh, an hour away from Fresno. Northwest, east, south.
That's so cool. We have a lot of Cali people. Yes, secondhand bookshops. They're my favorite.
They're also a dying breed, so.
Oh, I love them so much. For anyone who likes Elsie Silver, Bailey Hanna is a lesser-known author who is fantastic. Thank you, Shannon. I bet you just made a lot of people's day. That's fantastic. Awesome. Okay, we got through all of I'm gonna leave this up to you. I know you're gonna throw this back at me because you said you're gonna say it's my show. But so it's 10:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right now. I do want to do sprints. I do want to do a contemporary book haul, which I'll just do quickly. We can go through, I have 3 more slides, or we can just start sprints now. What would you like to do?
Why don't we do sprints now so that we get that in there?
Okay. I love it. I love it. Okay.
Oh, and somebody lives near Sacramento. Molly lives near Sacramento. My sister lives in Sacramento. I lived in Sacramento for many years. I also lived in Ione, which is
Oh,
actually where my grandfather worked as a school teacher in Ione. And
oh,
I also lived in Elk Grove.
oh my gosh, neat. I
So
love
Molly will recognize those place names.
it. There you go.
Flawless is from Chestnut Springs. That was it. I could not
There it
remember
is,
what it's called.
Dee.
Thank you,
Thank
Dee.
you. Mandy Blake writes a lot of cowboy romance that are clean. Well, there you go. Even more choices. Paige says, I have a couple covers of the Gold Rush Ranch series. I'm a sucker for the couples on the cover. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's another question I should probably add to my booktubers questions. Like, what kind of covers do you like? Like illustrated,
Discreet.
cartoon,
I'm more of a discreet.
discreet? Okay. Okay. I'm going to add that. I love that. She lived in Elk Grove for 10 years. There you have it. Okay. So let's see. Let's just do a 30-minute sprint and just see what happens. I actually have a little extra time this morning, so not a whole lot, but a little extra. So I think we'll be able to have time. I'm gonna let's do, since it's the last day of February, we'll do that one that we did the other day, the ring box reveal, which was so funny.
I
I
might have
can't,
missed that one.
oh yeah,
That
we
might have
only
been
did it once. We only did it one time.
that might have been
Um,
the day I just totally forgot.
oh yeah, yeah.
It
That
was,
happens to me. Let's see. Okay, so I think I have
yeah,
to
which is
stop.
sad because you're the one hosting.
Well, no, not that, not not this show, but when I always want to see other people's videos and shows and things, and then I just run out of time, or so anywho, that's what I mean. But we've got, let's see here. This these are, oh, for Pete's sake, these ads. They're fun because it's different sets of hands and then different rings, but you get to see over time the ring box reveal. So it's like you're getting
He went to
proposed.
Jared's.
He did. Every kiss begins with K
It's
also.
true.
It does, it does. Okie dokie. So we're gonna go for 30 minutes. We'll come back. We'll talk about what we did and or what we read and or which part of California we are from, if we are from California. But yeah, and I'm gonna get myself together ready for my contemporary romance haul. So I'm excited and make some more tea. So all right, ladies, let's do it. And I'm gonna mute, by the way.
Mhm.
Oh, it's beautiful. Look, oh, you shouldn't have. It's a diamond. It's just fun to see. It's different every time.
Oh.
And what are we looking at here? Where am I?
Yeah.
Is this the spring tree? You can talk.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you'd be able to hear me because my mic is kind of dodgy.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's the progress I've made so far in the spring tree.
Oh boy. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's
A lot of
perfect for
eggs.
spring. I think we're all ready now officially for spring. Oh my gosh, so fun. Oh, and you took your hair down. You look so
I took the hair down.
beautiful. I love it.
Oh, the big guns, Christine.
We've got some great comments here. Christina said, "Oh, we no, oh, we haven't read this one yet. I'm from Southern California, but moved to Wisconsin in 2017 because it's more affordable to live in. Interesting." Molly says, "Oh my gosh, the dogs are barking. They didn't bark at all during sprints. Pardon me. Go ahead, Sock. Can you read this comment for me? I'm gonna close my door."
Molly says she was born and raised in Maine and she does miss the autumn, but maybe not the mosquitoes and the mud.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Because Maine, it's like autumn, and then it's snowy, and then it's like nonstop mosquitoes and mud.
Whoa. I never knew that.
I read Stephen King. I know what goes on.
There you go. I love this person's name. Hello, B. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love. I love it. Well, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Oh, she made the bell by the skin of her teeth. She and her little brother. Good job, Kristen. You did it. I know. I can't wait for the haul either. It's going to be so fun. And Vi has a diamond to complement the one we just got in our sprints. I love it. Whoa, the big guns for the last day of February. We got a diamond. I know. Well said, Kristen.
That is, yeah, that's the stuff.
Oh, the black flies. Oh no. Are those the ones that bite? Yikes. Yikes. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. Christina, we moved to Ohio from Riverside for the same reason. Interesting. I went to San Diego once and the parking. I was like,
I mean, it sounded, the look on your face and the way you sounded is like, I went to San Diego once. I saw things I'll never unsee.
It was lovely. It was one of the most beautiful places. I went in November too. And, you know, from where I'm like the North Carolina area, it's all nasty in November. And then we went to San Diego and it was beautiful and everybody was out all the time. And, but the parking was nuts. And I was like, that's why it's so expensive because it's so beautiful. Everybody wants to be there. The black flies bite. Oh no. And I don't miss the cold either. Oh, I'm sure.
Well, if you do start missing the cold, just go to San Francisco in July. You've never been colder.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh no. Oh no.
Paige says, it's really cold.
Oh gosh. Paige says, I moved from Riverside as well. Oh my heavens. Too funny.
My sister used to live in Chino.
I just love all these connections everybody's making today. That's so cool. If you like a contemporary rom-com with a side of romantasy, yes. Can I please recommend Book Boyfriend by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca, which came out earlier this week? Yay, we love a good rec. Thank you. Exciting. That sounds really fun. Well, I have, as you may have noticed, this camera angle is weird. Now, normally when I film a book haul, I use my phone and a tripod. And now my setup is a ton of laundry baskets that are on top of each other. So let's see how long it takes before my laptop just falls to the ground because it's going to probably happen. Because I was like, wait, I have to use my laptop. How am I going to do this? And I just realized that this morning. But I thought because I'm doing this live, there's no way on the planet I'm going to remember everything I would want to say about a book. So I thought a neat way to do the book haul today was to do it in reference to or in respect of what I currently own. So I'm going to be sort of referencing that as we go. And of course, welcoming any and all comments about the books as well, rather than me going, okay, I remember the plot of this and where it is in this series. And because I'm not going to remember all that and nobody wants to watch me look it up. So yeah, normally that's what I do when I'm editing.
Carrie will know. Carrie will know.
That's right. There we go. She will. She will. Oh, Molly says San Francisco in July is mild compared to the bitter Maine weather. Oh,
yeah, but you get like a little flavor.
Oh, Paige, we all had to escape fire season with our books. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Good night. Okay. Well, before I get into the books, I wanted to, because of Sock, I wanted to show off the candles that I bought yesterday. I got these at Walmart.
Candle haul, candle haul.
Yeah, right. Candle haul. I got 3. They're very heavy, so I'm only doing one at a time, but this is called Embrace Vanilla, Sugarcane, and Almond. It's a coconut wax blend, which is great. I've heard that that's like apparently healthier than regular candle. I don't know. I still love any kind of candle, but
I grew up in the 70s. I don't care about health here.
But I just love this, and I love what I learned yesterday, because I burned this one called Mindful. Now they're all very light scents, which is what I needed. I bought a bunch of candles from our neighbor girls, which are Girl Scouts, and the Girl Scout candles are very strong. They're very, very strong. But anyway, I love the nice light. This is Mindful, sage, eucalyptus, and white cedar. And again,
Nice.
you can get at your local Walmart. I love burning this with the frosted glass. There's something really relaxing. And I was thinking to myself as I was making dinner and burning this candle that I was trying to be mindful as my 2 boys wrestled around the house, and my daughter, 5 years old, wouldn't stop playing her ukulele as loud as she could. And I was like, but I'm being mindful. So it's kind of, it's nice to have a little candle to help you. I should have burned this one, which is Calm. Coconut, citrus, and amber. I wish I could have you guys smell these. They're just heavenly. So anyway, love them.
Well, next time she whips out the ukulele, that's the one to go to.
It is.
Although maybe you shouldn't have gotten her an electric ukulele.
Okay. So my mother bought her a ukulele and brought it over like 2 days ago, and now that's all she wants to do. I was like, maybe we should keep this at Grandma's house. Wouldn't that be nice? Rather than have it at my house. But yeah, now I get to hear a ukulele. So anyway, yeah. So that was that. Now let's talk about books. I know Calm sounds like my jam. Right. Oh, one thing I hate about living in an apartment is I can't have candles. Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
See, if you take your candle and you put it on a hot plate that you've turned on,
yeah,
that neutralizes the fire.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that's terrible safety advice.
Oh, no,
however, what you can do, you can get a warming lamp. There actually is something called a warming lamp.
Oh.
And you can take a candle and you can put it under the warming lamp, and that will release the scent without having to set anything on fire.
Well, that's good. That's what you want. Well, I used to work at Bath and Body Works, and we had all those fun plug-ins for any, I would do those. Oh,
yeah, that's another non-fire. That's another non-fire way to get scent. But you do miss, if you like the flame, you're not going to get that without setting something on fire. That's just all there is to it.
That's true. That's true. Molly says, I'm careful with homemade candles now. One candle wouldn't blow out a few months ago. It was scary. Oh, no. What did you do? Like put it in water or something? Good grief.
Couldn't you just smother it?
Yeah. Gotta know. Calm sounds like my jam. You know it. Never out of candles. I make my own. Nice. I love that. And by the way, I think I've mentioned this before, but this is a Sandra Boynton picture. I adore this. My 11-year-old son is still completely obsessed with Sandra Boynton. So we have the calendars, we have the everything. Sandra Boynton. So seeing this, yeah, that's my jam right there. I've discovered flameless candles. Ooh. It looks like, oh, whoopsie, I missed it. It looks like soap that you grind in a little cup, and it smells amazing. See this, Christina? All these fabulous ideas. I love it. See, this is why it's so good to bring up stuff like that in front of everybody. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to do my book haul now. Sock, make any comments you want. Really?
Well, that's opening the door to madness.
I can't wait.
We've been hanging out for almost 2 hours now, and you think I need to be encouraged?
I know.
Like you've never met me.
Quiet. You're so quiet over there. Please say something. I tell you.
No, you will regret those words.
Molly says, I dumped a whole bunch of water on it, and the glass cracked. You know what? But it did go out after first causing quite a flame.
Yeah, that must have been terrifying.
You got to do what you got to do. Yeah. Good grief, Molly. I'm glad you figured that out. That would have worried me too. So this one I'm going to share first. This is unusual for me, honestly. This is not your typical Historical romance. So I'm including it now because I was talking about contemporary. So this is going to be a little bit all over the place. But this is The Most Beautiful Woman in Florence, a story of Botticelli by Alyssa Palombo. And I just love this. This is about a woman. It's supposed to be a true story. She gets married. She's trying to find her way in Florence, who she is. And she is married. She winds up befriending Sandro Botticelli, and supposedly their love affair, if you will, is what she's the Venus in The Birth of Venus, if you're familiar with that painting. I thought that would be a fascinating story. So
I think she was I think she might have been related to Amerigo Vespucci, for whom the
really?
Americas were named.
Yes. Oh my heavens.
I think she was his niece or something, maybe.
I know, Terry, right? Yeah. Oh, now I need to find out. How cool. All right. So, whoopsie. See, I told you this computer's going down. It's going down. It's going to fall. But anyway, so I'm excited to have this one. Now, many of these I got for free at the used bookstore, by the way, that you're going to be seeing today, because I brought in a ton of books for exchange. And so I got I'm not joking, guys, $176 in store credit. And don't you know, most of the books I got were historical romance for like 49 to 99 cents. So that haul is coming up. But I did also get some contemporary. So I'll be showing you that right now. I also picked up everybody's favorite right now, or not favorite, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is book 3 of the Empyrean series. I grabbed that. This does not have the fun, what do you call it? The sprayed edges, because I just grabbed it at Barnes & Noble the other day. I actually needed to return some books that I had duplicates of because I accidentally pre-ordered them from more than one place. So I was like, well, I don't need both of these. So I took them to Barnes & Noble. They were lovely. They let me return. And then I got this for a song. And it would have been roughly like $30. Yeah. So I got it for less than 10, I think, thanks to my returns. So I was glad about that. But at some point, I'd like to read this. And maybe the audio. I've heard they're putting these out in graphic audio now. So I probably want to do 1 and 2. From what I've heard, people need to read the first 2. I think everybody's different.
Graphic audio. How does that even work?
So Graphic Audio is a company that has
okay.
They have a cast of people that
okay.
It's like
I was thinking like, yeah, it wasn't adding up for me.
Yeah, it's an actual proper name of a company.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And oh golly, what was I going to say? They refer to it as a movie in your mind. That's a tagline for the company. So, and it is. Oh, good. Oh no, Molly DNF'd Onyx Storm. Oh no.
Well, if you end up DNFing it, you won't have to feel like you have to like finish it because you got it for cheap.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see what happens, Molly. Now I'm really intrigued. We have some more recs here. My top 3 underrated YA romance recs. Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Buxbaum. Alex, appropriately, by Jen Bennett, and What's Not to Love by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. Awesome! Thank you so much for the recs. We love it. We have people that enjoy just adding to their TBRs just all throughout the live show. Graphic audio is kind of like radio shows before TV became so popular. Truly. Yes, Kristen, exactly.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Okie doke. So I'm not going to try to shelve these right now. We also have Her Night at the Museum. This is from, I don't want to say the wrong person because I know who it is. Yes, Abby Jean. And I love what she said. She goes frickin' Berkeley in respect to me, because this was a Berkeley book that I requested the ARC for that, of course, they turned me down for. But this
Berkeley!
I know, Berkeley! I want to have like a sound, like a thundercloud sound effect or something for my live show when we talk about Berkeley.
Or just somebody saying, denied.
Yeah, exactly. But even though they deny me, I still love their books. So anyway, I was so thankful that Abby Jean got this for me. It's about a gal, if you can tell from the cover, a night in a museum, wakes up, and now he's in love with her. So it looks like it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you again, Abby Jean. We also have this one I've heard a million amazing things about. I got this again for free at the used bookstore. This is Elizabeth O'Rourke's Waking Olivia. And I have been obsessed with Elizabeth O'Rourke in the past. I know I've talked to you guys about the Parallel series, that 4-book series, that's just so incredible. But yes, this is Waking Olivia. Now, I do have hesitations about this because from what I understand, this is about a gymnast, like a college gymnast and her coach, which I don't always love romances where the power dynamic is super off, especially for the woman, like being subservient kind of. It just sort of irks me sometimes. I don't know. It's something about me. But I've
Yeah,
heard
like that whole UPenn thing
oh, sure.
and US gymnastics. It's just kind
Right.
of like, ooh, it doesn't hit the same way it used to.
Right. But this apparently is incredible. So I again getting this for free to use bookstore. I thought this is the perfect time to try it after having.
I thought that, but I thought I remembered that I haven't read the book, but I thought I remembered that Olivia was actually a runner rather than a
Oh, she's
gymnast.
a runner. Okay. I bet you're right. I bet you're right.
I don't know. I just heard somebody talking about it 2 years ago,
Nope, you're
and
exactly right. It says track coach. Boom. See, that's why I'm glad
but
you.
even so,
Yeah. Same kind of dynamic. Same kind of dynamic. Speaking of authors I love whose books I got for free the other day, this is Sarah Reddy. This is called The Space Between. And it talks about people who fall in love, then they fall apart, and then they get back together and what happens in the space between their meetings. And of course, you guys know that I love Sarah Reddy. I'm obsessed with her. Fated, that whole series. Oh, I thought this was Sprayed Edges for
I
some
want to
reason.
read that.
Oh my gosh, you've got to read it. You've got to read it. Lee.
It's a little spendy though. My
Well,
library doesn't have it. Yeah.
oh no, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, I've had people that have read it and just go crazy. But I'm really excited to read all of her backlist. And I know she's got a new series coming up soon too. It looks like it's going to be fantasy and it looks really fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, I've got a couple Lauren Smith here because I am a Patreon supporter of her. I just love her work. And she has sent me 2 paranormal. Now, this is Choose the Bear, which is a bear shifter romance. I've heard great things about this. And I know the Parallel series. I'm trying to do a bunch of things.
Is Lauren Smith, isn't she No Rest for the Wicked?
She is. So she does various things, and she also writes under the pen name Emma Castle. And that's so funny that this question just has popped up now. How do you feel about authors writing romance under multiple pen names? Sock, care to weigh in?
I am pro that because first off, you don't want to saturate the market if you're a very prolific writer. And also, if you write different genres or subgenres, there's really no point in calling yourself Amanda Quackenbush.
Right. This is true. Yeah.
And writing a paranormal if everybody knows that Amanda Quackenbush writes Regencies.
Yes.
But you're writing a contemporary paranormal,
right.
You might as well call yourself Lyda Rose Quick.
There you go. There you go. I'm all for it, honestly, especially if they're, and I don't feel anything there's wrong. Oh my heavens, words. I don't feel that there's anything wrong with someone having multiple pen names, especially if they're open about them. Like, for example, Lauren Smith, also, as I had mentioned just a moment ago, writes as Emma Castle, and I have her book somewhere over here, but she writes, more of the dark contemporary romance as Emma Castle. But then she writes her, I guess, paranormal, but then also historical as herself, Lauren Smith. So it's helpful just to know what to expect, what you might be getting from that person based on their pen names. So just another way to identify the type of book you're going to be getting. Terry says, I still need to read Choose the Bear. Wyoming says, free books are the best. I know. I live not far from a consignment shop and all the books are free. Get out. Oh my gosh. I love it. Would you like to have Sarah Kate writing children's books under that name? No. Well,
yeah, because when I was an enterprising young child, if I read a book I liked by an author, I would look for other books by them.
Yes.
So I read it like a middle grade, the 7-year-old Sock is reading a middle grade by Sarah Kate and says, oh, well, I read it at adult level. Why not? And then, no.
Oh, truly, truly. Yes, absolutely. Well, Mary Jane Wells, apparently, when she reads YA, she reads as a narrator under a different name. And I remember listening to her once in a YA book. And I'm like, this has got to be Mary Jane Wells. I thought I was losing my mind. And then I was like, oh, I see. She does different names. There's also Shane East and something West is the same man. I can't think of his first name. I bet somebody here knows. Anyway, this is Lauren Smith's other kind of paranormal. This is called Stranded. It's a mermaid novella, if you couldn't tell that. I love kind of how they make it give the mermaid vibes without going full mermaid. But it's supposed to be set in a world with other authors who all, I think, try their hand at mermaid novellas. So she's really wanting to get more into this world and write more books in this series that she just created for this collab she did with other authors. So I'm excited to jump in. I also got, oh no, did I not put it in here? Oh, now I'm going to be mad at myself. Oh, rats. I think it's Paige. I could be wrong. I'm going to be wrong. Remind me, or is it Abby Jean? I'm trying to remember now. This was one of the books. I thought I put it in here. It must have fallen out. I'm going to have to look for it. Or maybe I need to print it. But anyway, this was a rec from one of my favorite people who gifted me this book. She says it's one of her favorites. It's got Twilight vibes, especially if you're more of Team Jacob. So, I can't remember. And I don't want to say the wrong person, and I already have, and I feel so bad. But anyway, she gifted this to me for Christmas, so I'm really grateful. And I definitely want to read this. Mermaids, yes, I know. I know mermaids. I love it. Also, you guys are very familiar with Essie Wendell if you've seen my channel for any length of time. And this is the one I bought from her. So it's got, it's signed to be, and then also I've asked her to always do her own, because she commissions so much art. So I always ask her to do her own art inside my books. So that's her unicorn. It's probably good that she commissions other art. I just love it so much. But yes, I have not had time to read this yet. And I'm really looking forward to it because I've really enjoyed her Monstrous World series. So this is book 3. This is my favorite one, book 1, Halfling, which I know you guys have heard me talk about a million times. And then, of course, Ironling was also.
I'm sorry, but every time I see that cover, I read that as ironing. And I'm like, doesn't B get enough of that?
Oh, it's so true. It's so true. And it's funny, autocorrect will always say ironing. So I got so many all the time I get comments about setbacks as opposed to step backs because it corrects it. And then, yes, when everybody was talking about ironing, it was ironing. So, yes, Essie Wendell, yay! I know Amina loves. The art is so beautiful. Yes, and I love that Essie Wendell's willing to draw for me when I order from her website. It's so fun. So you guys know I love the Ice Planet Barbarian series. These are the ones I already own. Just to give you a quick peek, we've got Ice Planet Barbarian. No kidding. And then there's Barbarian Alien, just to give you an idea of what all the covers look like, because, and I know you probably already saw this one, but I just got it the other day in the mail, the new one. Here's Barbarian's Lover.
On Discord, there is a reading room for Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yay! Oh, I've got to see that. Did you do a room for that? Is it in Heartfelt Haven or no?
It's in Heartfelt Haven on Discord on the TNB. Somebody asked for it because I take requests.
Yay! Okay, that's
and perfect. Somebody asked for it, and I was like, yes, I will do that, and I liked it.
So here's, and this is Barbarian. I cannot speak today. Barbarian's Taming, and then the one that just came, Barbarian's Heart. So I just adore this, and I've already talked about it, so I'll just touch on it really quickly. We've got, they're married. He has amnesia, so he can't remember her or their newborn, and it's just them finding one another again. It was beautiful, and I love.
Excuse me for a second.
Yes,
bye,
ma'am.
Paige. Paige is leaving us.
Oh no! Thank you for keeping track.
Water. Yeah, she's got a work call.
Oh goodness! Oh, I'm glad you were able to hang out with us for so long, Paige. Have a great weekend. I love it. Yay! Wondering, oh yes, my Barbarian's Heart. I got it, Christina. I got it. Just started collecting the Not Hoth series, the new ones with the extra chapters. Wow. Oh, I know, Deborah. Yeah, it's great. Bye, Paige. Okay, so I think that's everything on this side. So now I'm going to knock my laptop over. Let's see if I can get. Okay, here we are. Now we're over here. We're going to see how this works. Okay. So, more books that I got. This is another one that I got for free. This is My Favorite Holiday by Lauren Blakely. Got this free at the used bookstore the other day. And I was really excited to get the paperback copy of this because I just grabbed the audio on Audible the other day. It's a full cast with Samantha Brentmore, Jason Clark, Andy Arndt, Connor Crace, Vanessa Edwin, Andy Eloise, Teddy Hamilton, Aaron Mallon, Noah B. Perez, Shakira Shute, and Ryan West, who I think is also Shane East. So, I mean, when I saw that cast of characters doing this book, I thought, oh my gosh. So I'm going to have so much fun next holiday season reading and listening to this. So I was just so excited when I was able to grab it for literally nothing. Also, you guys may remember that I have now I'm trying to remember which is which, but I have the first of 2 different series by Lauren Asher. And the other day I was able to grab, I'm just going to start setting things everywhere. I'll organize these later. I got books 2 and 3 from the same series. So I've completed one series now. And I got these at a library sale for $1 a piece. Here's Terms and Conditions, which is book 2, and book 3, which is The Final Offer. I've heard great things about the series. So I'm really excited to continue on having that. Now, we've talked a lot about Tessa Bailey, and I know people have either they love her or they don't love her. I'm not sure if she's for me. She might be too spicy for me, but I have window shopping because my members encouraged me to buy it at Walmart the other day. This is her holiday romance. I also have the Bellinger sisters books 1 and 2, which I would love to get into, especially this summer, just to see. But when I saw this at the used bookstore the other day, which again, I was able to get for free because of my trade-ins, this one is what I've heard time and again is Tessa Bailey's best work. Fix Her Up. So,
Ooh.
Oh no, we don't like it. No.
Well, I don't know why. I just didn't care for it.
Okay.
I did like window shopping. I liked window shopping.
Okay.
But I did not care for Fix Her Up at all.
Oh no. Okay. Well, okay. That tempers my feelings about it.
Well, maybe it's a highly idiosyncratic. I mean,
okay. I'm seriously jealous of the sales you find. Thank you, Deborah. I tell you, I get so lucky. I'm so grateful, truly. We also have, I was able to grab this the other day again for nothing. This is Alexandria Bellafleur, Hang the Moon. It's part of the same series from Written in the Stars, which I already owned. I really want to read these. As you can see, this one's set in Seattle. I'm not certain of where this is set.
I think that's also Seattle.
Oh, is it also? That probably makes more sense because they tend to be in the same area and the same series.
I enjoyed them, and I have something by her out from the library right now.
Oh, please share. This is great.
Well, Truly, Madly, Deeply. Which
I've seen that so many times. Did you enjoy it?
I think this one might be Het.
Okay.
A best-selling romance novelist, Truly Livingston has a reputation as an expert in happily ever afters. She's even signed on to record a podcast sharing relationship advice. That she feels like an imposter. She meets a dude who has an annoyingly attractive face and an extremely kissable mouth, but his view on love just ticks Truly off.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's a cynical divorce lawyer.
Oh.
Anyway, so
good to know.
Romance ensues.
There you go. You guys know I love Sarah Adams, and for the holidays, I was able to get some more of the covers of these are the brand new covers.
Is she the one who wrote When in Rome?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. See, there's another one that I didn't particularly care for. So when I say I don't like something, that does not mean anything except that I didn't like it.
Well, exactly. Same here. Yes. And I was so grateful to get these new versions. This is from Sarah, Ellington. And then this one I got from Paige, who just left. Sorry, Paige, I know you're watching this later. Thank you again. So I was really excited to get these to add to my collection because I really want to have everything Sarah Adams ever has written. I just love it. And then I got this the other day from the used bookstore for free because of my trade-in. This is the original cover for The Temporary Roomie. Now, these two are from the It Happened in Charleston series, which to my knowledge is only 2 books, unless she's going to magically write a third years later. But then she also has 2 set in, I want to say, Nashville. And this is one of the 2. So I'm really excited to have it because I haven't read this one yet. So I know, Christina, she meets a dude. Was that on the back, by the way, when you were reading the summary?
Well, I was trying to summarize the summary of the summary.
I thought you did a masterful job.
But Deborah has a vote for Truly Madly Deeply. She says it was good.
Yes, I saw. And also Terry says Truly Madly Deeply was a great song by Savage Garden. Savage Garden. Haven't thought of them in a while. Yes, now I'm going to have to listen to them today. The dude. Totally me explaining a book. I love it.
There's this lady and this dude, and then things happen.
Hey, and you just summarized it. Yeah, that's it. You got it. You should do this professionally.
I also like books when there's a lady, and I like books when there's a dude and a dude, and I like a book has somebody who prefers not to put labels on themselves.
Okay, there you go.
And also multiple dudes and ladies.
I actually have that right here.
Yeah, multiple dudes and ladies.
So you guys know, so I've never done a wide choose, but I thought I would do a wide choose for the first and maybe only time because I got the audiobook of this on Audible with Teddy Hamilton and Jacob Morgan. And you guys know I can't turn them away. When I saw both of them, I was like, this is it. And then I grabbed this at a used bookstore the other day and I was so excited to have it. So
I think it was it Hannah Blackwell or maybe it was Kristen Lee. I left a comment on one of their videos because they kept saying white shoes, but I kept hearing white shoes.
Now I'm going to do that every
But now, this time, because of the context, I heard you saying wide shoot.
Oh.
And you were like, I don't do a wide shoot. And I'm like, you're doing one right now. That's a what?
You know what? You just inspired me. I'm going to write a why choose book called White Shoes. I think I'm going to do that.
White shoes and wide shoots.
Yep. There it is.
It'll be one of those sentient object romances.
Yes, exactly. There's a good comment here I meant to highlight by Stacy Hoffman. I've read all the Tessa books you just showed. Window shopping is my favorite. Oh, just like you were saying, Sock. Tessa is great, but the love scenes can be too much. That's going to be too much for me. I can feel it. And don't always feel like they fit the stories or characters. That's my problem with Hannah Bonham Young. I was talking to somebody else about that the other day. I kind of stopped reading her because I love most of her stories, but when we get to the love scenes, what you just said, Stacy, is exactly how I feel about the Hannah Bonham Young love scenes. So interesting. Tessa is a hit or miss for me, but the hits are so good. I will keep reading her books. That's how I feel about Eloisa James.
About who?
Eloisa James. Love her. The ones I love, I love. The ones I don't love, I really don't love. And I'm really excited because her PR person just reached out to me and is going to send me a free physical book of Eloisa James. And I'm like, so I'm like, I hope I like it. But I don't know. So we'll see. Terry says, and you can also have a lady and a rake. There you go, Sock. Or a lady and a rogue.
I especially like using terms like dude when I'm talking about historicals.
Yes. We call that mixing the genres. That's what we call that.
It's a deliberate anachronism.
There you go. I want to buddy read the Wide Shoes. Okay, let's do it. I love it. Let's go.
What was the White Shoes called?
White Shoes. It's called Double Pucked.
Okay, because I'd be into that if you guys don't mind me honing in on your action.
It's called Double Pucked. Wow.
I mean, if you guys don't mind my horning in on your action.
No, please. The more the merrier. Absolutely. Love it. White shoes that are wide shoes. Yes. Wide white shoes. I love it so
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. If it wasn't before, it is now. I'll tell you that. Okay. So I also got this for free the other day, thanks to my whatchamacallit, my trade-in. I'm Your Guy, Serena Bowen. This is book 2 of the series that I already had this one, The New Guy. I cannot even believe I got both of these and in order. That never happens. And I love these titles. Like, I feel like this is what I would say. Like, oh, I'm your guy, the new guy, But anyway, I'm really excited to have these hockey romances in the first 2 in the series. So very exciting.
See, that I'm into as well. Been reading a lot of Rachel Reed lately.
Oh, I love Rachel Reed. Her new one that's coming out, The Shots You Take. I'm going to be reading that, I think, next.
I have been reading these. Now, these have been reissued as trades with cartoon covers, but this is what my library had, so.
Oh, The Long Game. Yes.
This is a sequel, actually. I mean, they're all the same series, but it's a sequel. It carries on with Shane and Ilya. Is it Shane? Yeah. Shane and Ilya's story continues.
Oh, I love. Okay, and let's talk about stories continuing too. Talking about hockey romance. I got Epic the other day. I think I think Deborah got it for me. Did you get it for me, Deborah? Or maybe I just grabbed it myself because it was only a couple dollars. It's a super thin novella, but it's the one that follows up Him and Us. So it's more yummy goodness of Wes and Jamie. And it's so sweet. It's just this little slice of life. And I just loved it. I loved it so much. So yay. So good. Okay, I need to get on my comments here because there's so many good ones. Let's see. Okay, Rachel says, well, I'm a dum-dum. Here I am looking at my clock going, oh, B's stream is almost done. Completely forgetting time zones and that her 9 a.m. is not my 9 a.m. You're so funny, Rachel.
Oopsie doodle.
I love it. Oopsie doodle. Sounds like it's going to have some explicit and smut and possibly threesomes. It does sound like that. I think so.
Why do people keep talking about my graduate school days?
You didn't give them leave to do that. Okay, wait a minute. Can someone clear this up for me? I thought Why Choose is like they have like 2 boyfriends, but not at the same time. Is it at the same time?
That's my understanding, or reverse harem, but I think when you end up in a polyamorous situation, people talk about crossed swords, like whether or not the swords cross. I'm not making this up. No, because
I know you're not.
It's a Why Choose with crossed swords, or it's a Why Choose, but the swords do not cross. And I think if you have white shoes that lace up, there's a little bit of the old tie me up, tie me down going on. They call it a tennis shoe romance. Now, the cross sword thing is real. The laces is not.
Oh, okay.
But the cross swords, I definitely heard people using that.
The more the merrier, that's what they said. Oh my gosh. I have no idea what I'm stepping into with the Why Choose, I'm realizing. Anyway, Rachel says, I hope you loves are having an excellent day. We sure are, and we hope you are too, Rachel.
Going great. The guy and the dude. You've heard of guys being dudes? I like to read about guys doing dudes. Oh my gosh. I tell you. I am so much a jealous and what's mine is mine. Don't touch it kind of woman. In real life, I struggle to read Why Choose. Yes, I think I just need to read one of these for research because I just don't think I have a handle on what exactly it is. I'm reading it for research purposes.
For science. For
science.
Gotta do my part. There we are. Okie dokie. So I also grabbed, or no, this was another gift. This was, I think, for my sister at Christmas time. She got me Good Boy, part of the WAG series. I think it's just a duology or a duet, just 2 books, but there's also Stay. And I could have sworn I have it. I have no idea where it is. I've looked all over my house. So it's driving me crazy. And I also, because I saw the other one at the used bookstore the other day and I could have grabbed it and I didn't because I was sure I had it. So I love the yellow sprayed edges as well. Had to bring that up.
Is this your sister who reads the Yankee Candle catalog?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's her. That's all she reads. The Yankee Candle catalog.
The Yankee Candle dude's house the guy who started Yankee Candle, his house was for
Yes.
sale in Sturbridge. It
Uh-huh.
was amazing.
Really?
He had an indoor pool, but it looked like a water park.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it was an amazing house. It was not too far from here. It was up in Sturbridge because that's where they started.
I love that. B is going to head to toe blush. Oh man, guys, what have I gotten myself into?
Well, she's not going to read anything and everything.
I might have
She's
to.
like, no, I can't do that. That's not who I am.
Yes, exactly. In fact, I'm going to be talking about that in a moment as well. I also have First Time Caller by B.K. Borson, which just came out this week. I just finished it yesterday. I enjoyed the audio, and I'm glad I have a physical copy. This was not as great as I was hoping it would be, but I do love B.K. Borson, and I'm glad I own, another of her books. So there you have it. Okay. And then I want to see, okay, now what do I want to do? I think this is good because this is this. We'll just stay here. Okay. Let's talk about more. We got more here. And I need to leave.
Oh, Deborah wanted to know the Yankee Candle.
Oh, is that what she meant? I was afraid she meant something else. Okay. Anyway, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what she's saying.
Or maybe she was making a joke. Maybe I was taking her too literally.
D, I know. I'm afraid now. I don't know what's going on anymore. I tell you. All right. Moving into Catherine Center, who is more on the mild side for sure. I got this one from Cheryl. So grateful. It's a nice big honking one too. And it's got the beautiful sprayed edges. I love this book and I'm so excited that I own it. So I have this one. And again, all right, here we go. Talking about, wait, let me look at these comments too. I don't want to wait too long. I do have to work, but gonna lurk on the stream to give it the watch time it deserves. Thanks, Rachel. We must know about Bee's Why Choose Adventure. Now I have to read it. I have to read it.
Choose your own, don't choose your own adventure.
Why choose your own adventure?
Don't choose your own adventure. Just do it.
I love it. Sigh, I ended up with 3 copies of this book. You're kidding. Pre-ordered it, forgot, got it in my book of the month box. Then Illumicrate put it out for their Afterlight series face balls. Right? You sound like me at the bookstore the other day. Oh, you're so funny.
Oh.
I love it. I love it.
See, I was taking her seriously. And she was funning us.
Too funny. So speaking of multiple pen names, this is Emma Castle, who is Lauren Smith. And this is the one that Deborah got me. I love this. What is this? A wild man? Hang on. I have to go dig into this one. Love in the Wild. I need this from Deborah's Midlife Wild Library. I just love that so much. That was her little comment when she got this for me over the holidays. But I really want to read this. I've heard great things about this Tarzan love remix. But, this is Lauren Smith writing as Emma Castle. So it's probably going to be a little heavier or something. And I'll just do my best. There you have it. Yes, let's see. Oh, and Kristen just got the rom-commers. Amina, you would love the rom-commers. And Tarzan, yeah, I know. I'm excited about that one. I also got this recently, so I'm just going to breeze through this. This was another one of those lovely gifted books by Forever Publishing. This was huge in January about, I want to say a writer and an actor who are both working on their image. And so they, it's like a fake dating type deal. And it's supposed to be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I love the fake dating so much.
Yes. Okay, I know what Deborah's talking about. We should. Yes, Deborah, we should. We totally should. Also, Tara DeWitt, I got several of her books for the holidays. I think for my sister as well. But I got Funny Feelings, Savor It, and Rootbound. And then I just got her ARC, which is going to be coming out in the spring. So I really want to just read all of her backlist because I was so just blown away by the co-op. It's just so incredible, which I think I have right here. And this is the new one, not to be confused with the old one. I think it was Abby Jean that was on Discord either today or yesterday talking about how the audio we couldn't find the new audio. So I think the audio is still the old version and the new version is so far superior to the original. So just wanted to throw that out there in case
Terry says the French fries with multiple exclamation marks, LOL. I think this is a reference to the Unromance, or she's getting on toward lunch.
Yes, because I
Planning to
know,
have poutine for lunch.
because the way, oh, oops. Okay. Well, I knew something was gonna fall. This is the way she's holding the French fry. It looks a little like she's flipping the bird. It's a French fry. I promise. Okay. Oh, okay. So talking about not. Yes, I've heard that there is something that I'm not going to be excited about in this, but I've heard good things and I really enjoyed The Nanny. And when I was able to get this for free the other day, I thought this is the perfect opportunity. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this fake mate, fake dating, office, workplace, romance between werewolves, and I'm just going to skip part of it. That's what I'm.
Well, here's the thing though, is that because
Oh,
I don't like nanny romance, I did not care for The Nanny by Lana Ferguson,
okay. Okay.
but I'm okay with shifters, so I did enjoy The Fake Mate. So you might have
Oh,
the
okay.
reverse situation where you like the nanny, but you don't necessarily like the fake mate.
Isn't that interesting? So you just never know. The dark book knocking over ghost. That's right. That's exactly what it is. The ghost attacks again. Thank you guys. You're so on it. It's that book Ghost. I'm telling you. Amna says, I finished Be Careful What You Wish For by Alexandra Potter. You made me discover a while ago. It was hilarious. Yay. Oh, that's great, Amna. Yeah, the book. Thank you, Kristen. Which books did you read that reminded you of the movies She's All That? Ooh, that's a great question. If anybody wants to answer that in the comments, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
What is She's All That?
Oh, She's All That is, I think it's actually based on Shakespeare's The Tempest. So I could say Shakespeare's The Tempest because it's literally based on that work. But is it The Tempest? I want to say it's The Tempest. But yeah, if anybody wants to answer in the comments. This friend of ours has some great questions and comments. I love it. I love it. I'm just going to keep rolling along with the contemporary romance though. But if you guys want to answer, go for it.
Well, this says it was actually Pygmalion and My Fair Lady.
Oh, well, there you go.
Which is not Shakespeare, but yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We've got Christina Lawrence, The Paradise Problem. I got this from a good friend who doesn't like romance or rom-coms at all. She got it from a friend. She's like, do you want this? It's by someone named Christina something. And I was like, Christina Lawrence. And she said, yes. So I said, oh, let me please have that. So she just gave this to me for free. She got it from a friend. And I didn't get a chance to read this when it came out last summer. So I'm really looking forward to it this summer. So yeah.
I recently read, and I think this was something Violet recommended when somebody was looking for like Pygmalion type stories. I recently read My Fair Temptress by Christina Dodd.
Oh, well, there you go. That's awesome. I love that. I also got Amy Lee's The Catch. This was another one I was able to grab for free. I've always wanted to read her. Is it Leah or Lee? I'm not sure. Have you read her, Sock?
I think I have, but I can't remember. Does it give you any titles?
Not off the top of my head. And this would be another time where I'd be like, let me research while you guys just talk amongst yourselves. But I'm not going to do that to you right now.
I can research while you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. I also grabbed several Elle Kennedys. I was very.
I think I read X's and O's by her.
Oh,
maybe.
yes. And there's another one that's like in a weight room or exercising or something.
Well, I wouldn't read that.
Well, I haven't read it, but I've seen the cover a million times.
Yeah, X's and O's was okay. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but I didn't hate it or anything. I read it all the way through.
Well, there you go. That's something. So I already own Bad Girl Reputation, which I think is book 2 of this particular series that I can't quite remember off the top of my head. This is the problem with doing this live. But I also got books 1 and 3. So now I have all of the series. So I'm really excited because I've only read.
Which series is this?
That is a great question. And I don't remember.
What was the first book? Was that Girl Abroad? Was that part of that?
So no, I don't think so. Actually, it's Bad Girl Reputation.
Oh, I see.
Girl and Good Girl Complex.
Because I think so far the only book I've read by Elle Kennedy is Girl Abroad, and I really liked it.
Ooh, I believe that's a different series. Off the top of my head, I would need to do.
Yeah,
I've read a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, we were just talking about this the other day, but like The Deal. I've read that, but I mean, I've read that whole series, and I know we were just talking about that also because she just had her new release, The Charlie Method.
And so, I have Body Check out from the library.
Oh,
and excellent. I have a book I found at a library sale. I think it's the Dixon Rule.
Yes, that is book 2. Of that same series.
After the Graham Effect?
So, wait, okay, hold on. What was the one you just held up? No, that was a different series. You said the Dixon Rule is book 2, and then there's the Charlie Method. What's book 1? Oh, no.
Okay, the one I have is Graham Effect.
That's the first one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then the Dixon Rule, and then the Charlie Method.
Okay. And I think Body Check, I don't know. This might be a standalone. I don't know.
Oh, it might be. Molly says, my non-reader sister requested to buddy read The Paradise Problem with me, and now I can't find time to read. Oh, that's too funny.
Oh, this is a reissue. Her author's note.
Yes.
I wrote this book in my early 20s, and believe me when I say I've never experienced the kind of joy I felt on the day an editor from Harlequin Blaze called me up and said she wanted to buy my book. So it's a reissue. And then I guess she expanded it. So
neat. I saw it the other day on NetGalley, but I thought it wasn't new. So okay, there now you cleared that up. Good job. And I'm glad you could hang out with us longer, Rachel. That's great. That's wonderful. In addition to the other two from that series, Good Bad Girl Reputation, Good Girl Complex, Summer Girl, I also got Sweet Talker, which is book 10 of the Out of Uniform series by L. Kennedy. And this one has a Navy SEAL, a former Navy SEAL. They're all out of uniforms. They're all former, whatever.
Oh, that's not the only way they're out of uniform.
I know. Well, it even says that here, Sock. Sea, air, land, the bedroom. This SEAL is always in command. Oh my. Good night. Scandal. And then I've also got, okay, so this one, Change of Plans. I've never done this before. I'm drawing a blank as to how I got my hands on this. It might have come free from Forever.
By the way, Sassy Cats has some things to say about the Paradise Problem.
Yes. Sassy Cats. Thank you. Just read the Paradise Problem. I liked it, but I thought the plot line was a little uneven. In other words, the beginning and the end kept my attention, but the middle lost my interest a bit. Gave it a B+. That is exactly how I felt about the new B.K. Borison, which now I can't find because I have a million books everywhere. Yes. Very, very well said, Sassy Cats. Good to know.
Dee's running away. Megan's just checking in, but Dee's running away.
Oh no! Bye, Dee. I know we're going late today because I have a few extra.
Yeah, I was about to say dinner. It's got to be getting on for dinner.
Yeah. Bye, Dee. We're so glad you could hang out with us today. Have a great weekend and enjoy your dinner. Megan says, I'm still here. I've been in and out and listening while I work. Oh, you've had a hectic morning. Oh, Megan, I'm so sorry. Going to eventually go back and watch what I missed without interruptions. You're so cute. I love it. Oh, I'm so glad you had fun. Enjoy. We'll see you later. We'll see you next time. Bye, Dee. I love it. This one, as you can see, this gentleman is, he has an artificial leg. I can't think of the euphemism, an appropriate, respectful way to say that at the moment. But yes. Thank you. Yes. So it talks about Riker Matthews has adjusted to life after his below-the-knee amputation, but he's missing his career as a Marine. And it says the taciturn mechanic is sick of his family's meddling, but even though he knows it's time for a change. And she has a way of coaxing him out of his shell. So the two of them go on a road trip together, and I think it really helps. So I think that's a really neat premise. I grabbed that. I can't remember if I requested it from Forever and they just sent it to me. I can't remember. Raise your hand if you have read Devney Perry, or have you, Sock, read Devney Perry? I have not, but I've heard great things. This is one of the books of I looked it up, Eden's series. So I'm again, I got it for free. So I was excited to give it a whirl. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And also, I know Kennedy Ryan is so hot right now. I got these for $1 a piece at a library sale. This is the first 2 books in her series, The Rebel King and The Kingmaker. I really want to read her. I need to talk to Kaylani about her too, because the other day when we were doing a live show, she was trying to get through an entire Kennedy Ryan series. And so I feel like she's one of my experts, my Kennedy Ryan expert. So I need to talk to her about it. Have you read Kennedy Ryan yet, Sock? No, not yet. I want to read her, especially Real.
Yeah.
Canon was that the hero got really far in the book boyfriend bracket. So that's one I really want to read because that's like old Hollywood, I think.
Molly says she has Juniper Hill to read as well.
Oh, wonderful, Molly. Thank you, Sock. keeping me on my feet. I love it. I love it. I also have, you guys know, I was just going crazy over this. You Between the Lines by Katie Naiman. This was just released the other day. I had the ARC. I loved it so much. I went out on release day and bought it from the bookstore, which I never do.
I might have read that one.
What?
I might have read that.
Did you? It just came out. It just came out just a couple weeks ago. So it's actually kind of ruined me for some other contemporary romance that I read recently. It's so good. And we had her on the show a couple weeks ago. And I was just blown away. I had no idea it was going to be as good.
Oh no, that's why it sounded familiar, because she talked about it. Yeah, I think I have a request. I have a request for it from the library because she sold me on it. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
I was like, I was going to ask her to convince me, but she already did.
She did. Oh, she's amazing. It is. She's going to be big. I'm telling you. She's going to be big. We also have The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. And I got this one from Sarah Ellington as well over the holidays, which I thought was fun. I still haven't read Lynn Painter yet. I need to read her. I've heard nothing but good things. Have you read Lynn Painter?
I did. I know she writes a fair amount of YA romance. And generally speaking, I don't like to read YA romance. I am not really interested in the love lives of teenagers. Even when I was one. So
I get that.
But I think I read one of her adult romances, and I liked it. But I can't remember what it was. Or, you know, it was about a dude and a lady, and there was.
Oh, I think I read that one. Mm-hmm. I love it. Okay, doke. I'm almost done, actually. A bunch of these are ones that I know my members saw. Oh my gosh, all of these. I got these from various friends. I think actually, you know what? I got these from my mother and my sister. So I have I had all of Savannah Scott's backlist. She's a sweet, clean author who I adore. She's going to be on the show in, I want to say, April. But anyway.
Wait, didn't you have her on the show before?
Savannah Scott? No, I haven't had her yet. I just talk about her incessantly. So that may be why you think that.
Because I know you had somebody who writes sweet, clean.
I had Bethany Turner, and I want to see who else. I can't remember. I know I had Bethany Turner. She's a sweet, clean author who's kind of in league with Savannah Scott. But no, I haven't had her on yet. But I've got more of the Shipped series. I'll show you. They're all really cute, and they actually just reissued them with new covers. And she just released a box set for the first 4. I want to say yesterday, but basically all of these are new. So I'm gonna move these over here. Okay, so we've got the introductory novella to the Shipped series, which are all set in Bordeaux, Ohio, not Bordeaux.
Deborah's feeling her oats today because she says I'm almost done, and then grabs a huge stack of books.
I know. Well, no, I'm going to go through it really fast, Deborah. I know.
I'm not going to let you.
I tell you. Well, I have to be done in like 10 minutes. So we've got Courtshipped, which is, oh my gosh, for foodies, so delicious. It's like, oh, the food stuff is so amazing. Then we've got Cute Friends to Lovers, Friendshipped. And you can tell which ones I've read already. Battleshipped, which my only problem with this one was everybody was too nice, but that's the thing I usually like about her. But it's enemies to lovers, so they're kind of needing to be more mean. Or not mean, but I'm like, where's the battle part? I need a little more tension. I don't know. And then Townshipped, which was cute. I read this not too long ago. I loved that one. And I just finished this one, Censorshipped, about a hairstylist. So you can see she's very fancy. She's very cute. Okay, and then the next one in the series is Doctorshipped, which I'll be reading in March, starting tomorrow. Crazy. And then the last 2 are Ripped and Shipped. Oh my gosh. And Cruise Shipped. So I'm looking forward to them. And then her other big series is either called the Marbella Island or the Road Trippin' series, which begins with Are We There Yet? And all the swag just fell out of my book. Oopsie. And then it's also got, I love these new covers. We've got book 2, A Fish Out of Water. These are set off the coast of California for all the California people out there. It's on the little island, Marbella Island. It's so beautiful. I'm loving these so much. Catch a Wave This is a surfer. For those of you that would like that. We've got Resorting to Romance, which
Oh
features like
dear.
celebrity. Yeah. What?
Oh, you said that you dropped out for a couple of frames, and
Oh no!
I thought I was going to have to take over and tell you.
You're welcome to take over. Guess we have to stop distracting her. Oh, please. Like that can never happen.
No, but you came right back.
Oh, good. I also have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This is the Rose Hill series that you were talking about the other day. And I have a thumbs up for some reason. I don't know. I just thought I was doing
The universe likes what you do.
Apparently. So that's what, yeah, there we are. I did it. Okay, see, I did it.
Meanwhile, Deborah's like, guess we have to stop distracting her. LOL.
I know. Wild Love sounds great. Look at how Molly is trying to keep me like telling about books. You're so amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I've heard good things about Elsie Silver. As I said, I read Flawless from the Chestnut Springs. Is that what they said series?
Mm-hmm. Chestnut Springs. I really like that one. That's why I was happy to find those books that I already put back on the shelf.
There you go. My shelf, as you can see, it's all a disaster now. There's books everywhere on the floor.
Oh, my whole bedroom is just ornaments everywhere.
That makes me feel better. I'm so glad. The ghost giving a thumbs up. That's what it is, Christina. I love it. So yeah, so that's my spiel. We did it, Sock. That's amazing.
It was done.
So what's going on this weekend for everybody? Feel free to put it in the comments. What are we doing? What are we excited about? We have a few extra minutes. We can talk about it. Deborah says, I'll be watching this back so I can jot down all the ones I don't have, but there are so many I do, and it's fun to see our future TBRs. I know. What are you going to do this weekend, Sock?
I have to become, well, I don't have to become, I need to read some paranormals for the live stream on Monday evening. Oh. And that works out well because I've got those Kristen Fians that I want to do the dive in or drop out, where I read the first book in a series and decide if it's a series I want to dive in or drop out of. And I have some books that are in transit to the library that are kind of in that same vein. Like I have the first book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series by J.R. Ward.
Yes.
Oh, I read A Bloom in Winter, which is kind of like the most recent one. And I did a vlog about it if people are interested. I think it was I don't know. It was a library. It was a reader versus library due dates vlog. And
I love those. And I love the title, Reader versus Library Due Date.
I know. At one point, Megan was like, you keep being surprised by due dates. And as well, in one case, it was because I wasn't, for some reason, I wasn't getting the notices from my library. I wasn't getting the email notices. So I'd look and oh my goodness, this book is due tomorrow. And I've gotten more organized, but it's robbing me of content. So maybe I need to just go back to being surprised when something is actually has to be returned.
Part of the fun.
And another thing, sometimes I think a book is going to be renewed or renewable, and then it's not, and then I'm scrambling to finish it.
Oh, sure. Oh, I know. That's the worst. Yeah. Oh, my. Oh, Kristen's leaving. Bye, Kristen. It's probably too late. Oh, bye. Oh, wait, I missed. Christina says she's going to be working, Sally. I'm sorry, Christina.
Well, it looks like Megan's going to be spending time with Mr. Booknook. The future Mr. Booknook.
Future Mr. Booknook. That's right. Oh, how fun. Oh, and
you got her invitations. Did you get the DJ? The other day she was like taking a call with a DJ.
Oh, how did that go, Megan? Tell us. Oh my gosh, so exciting. So exciting. Molly says, I'm going to the musical Something Rotten Fun with a friend tomorrow and a sleepover tomorrow night. Oh my gosh, how fun. Oh, that's going to be great. Amina says, I'll try to rest and read. Hey, that sounds like the perfect weekend right there. Deborah says, we are set to go from 50 degrees to 16 this afternoon. So I will ice skate to check the mail and spend the rest of the weekend catching up on ARCs.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to have a cold snap as well.
Yes, we're going to be in the 30s
this afternoon, but maybe next to that. I don't know. I think it's still supposed to be warm until tomorrow. I don't know.
It's in the 50s, right? No, it's 49. It was in the 50s when I dropped the kids off.
Oh, it's plummeting.
It's going to be in the 30s though this weekend. So that's going to be fun. I need to read ARCs too. I need to read Cara Bastone's Promise Me Sunshine because she's going to be on the show. on Tuesday. I'm so excited, but I haven't finished the arc. Well, I haven't started it yet either, but I haven't finished it either. So yeah, a lot of reading to do. I know, Megan, so exciting. Tell us about
tomorrow's supposed to be warmer than today, and then we get the cold snap.
Oh, rats.
Sisters of the Heart. I get so confused between Sisters of the Heart and Drake's Sisters, and I think in Sea Haven. I'm not sure how those all fit together. Which is like kind of it'll lead to the kind of delightful confusion that has me shaking my head, and people are like, aha, look at Sock.
No one does that.
She thinks she's so smart. How do you like your Jeopardy championship now, Sock?
You're so funny. Oh my God.
Graduate school, and she can't even keep her Christine Fian straight.
Oh my gosh, you crack me
It'll
up.
be another board of madness with like string going everywhere, like when I was trying to do my 12 Recs for 12 friends.
Yes. I love it. How fun. Megan says the DJ is booked. Lots of deposits due this weekend. Yes, but also, oh no.
That's what they're going to spend their weekend doing, is driving deposits all over town.
Right. Oh gosh. No one does that, but I'm going to now. She's going to go, haha. You're so funny, Deborah. But she is funny, right? Oh my gosh, I love Sock. Love it. It sounds like we have fun.
Thank you. Your words are like a warm hug, everybody.
Because we love you. We just think you're the best.
And it's like sometimes I'm like, should I even be doing this?
Yes.
And people are, and then just when I'm thinking that, then I'll get a message from somebody, or somebody will be just like say something really nice or whatever, and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
You need a creative
moments
outlet.
of self-doubt, huh?
Anyone who is creative as you, I think if you didn't have a creative outlet, you would explode. I
would just send you all the emails. I think you were like so happy when I started doing YouTube, because you're like, I won't be hearing, I won't be just getting all the emails anymore.
You're so I also enjoyed your emails, but I'm thrilled that you're doing YouTube. I'm thrilled. You're so
It was a pleasure to meet you as well. Amina? Is it Amina? Amina.
I'm so glad you guys met, because I just love Amina.
And for those of you who live in Europe, the reason I do midweek motivations at 2 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays is so that it's later, because I know there were people who were telling me that they would be interested in the Monday live streams at 7 p.m. Eastern, but it's too late because they live in Central Europe.
Sure.
In GMT or GMT -1. And that was like one of the things I was thinking when I started doing the 2 p.m. Wednesdays was people who live in other time zones might be able to join us if they wanted to.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I like to think it's a good time. I always have a good time.
Yeah, thank you for coming on camera. Truly, I try. You're so funny. Oh, and Vi says this was so much fun. Yeah, and thank you for coming on camera. Truly. Well, I think I have to go now, believe it or not. So this has been so much fun. I could have done this all day, but I wish I didn't have to run. But good night. We've been almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
what a great way to start the weekend. So perfect.
Well, I really enjoyed myself. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and this was especially fun to have other people with their stuff. And
yes, yeah,
Wyoming agrees. Says this was great fun.
Yeah, it was. It was silly.
Well, you give Silly some hugs and walks and stuff.
Yes, and don't forget what Sock told Silly. Have a great
Arkity, which is
truly.
I think what I actually said, I either said, have a good weekend, or the revolution starts tomorrow. We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, you'll know based on Silly's reaction.
Well, yeah.
As always, it's a blast for you all. I love how much we're growing and the time we spend reading and giggling. Truly, I know, Deborah, it's just the best. So much fun. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll look for, let's see, this weekend on Sunday is the next book, the Just for the Summer, which I put somewhere. Just for the Summer, Abby Jimenez on my channel, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sock, what's coming next for you again?
I'm hoping Sunday morning, when I post my Sunday morning video, I'm hoping it will be a bookshelf tour.
Yes.
And
Okay.
then Monday evening at 7 p.m. is the live stream. That's the book discussion live stream.
Yay.
And then Wednesday at 2 p.m. every week is midweek motivation, where we just hang out and do chores. Usually, if I'm going to do a haul, that's where I do it, on the 2 p.m.
Perfect.
Like I did a bunch of step backs this last time around and everything.
So perfect. With rock music. I know, we love the bookshelf tours. Love it. Okie doke. Well, we'll say goodbye now, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.